Oof. Alrighty then. I am back. What's up, everyone? Hello there. Hopefully I'm live. Am I still not live? Okay, I should be live now. Okay, cool, cool. I don't know why, but it just was not working earlier. What's up, everyone? Oof. Choo choo. It's nice to have you back. Austin, welcome back. Let's go. Rip Star Trek ship? Yeah, dude. As a big Star Trek fan, I do like Star Trek. I've said it many times before. I'm actually a bigger Star Trek fan than I am Star Wars. I know the big appeal of Star Wars, don't get me wrong, but dude, I was disappointed with this drop. We'll check it out here in a little bit. Plus, obviously, the golden moments. That's what everyone's talking about. It's kind of nice actually having something to talk about again on Veve, right? In case you guys didn't know, I just been busy this last like month or so, just studying for my new job. I have a series of tests in licensing I need to pass before I fully get started, so I've been dealing with that. So my schedule is going to be a bit more limited. I don't know, like the first test is just the hardest, so that's why I kind of just took like a huge break from Veve and just focused on that. But sorry, and my schedule's still going to be pretty limited over the next like maybe like 2 months or so. But once I kind of get in the swing of things with my new job, probably go back to just doing it more often. I mean, before I was just working for myself, so I can kind of just stream as much or as little as I wanted. But let's have a good today. Let's have good vibes today. Let's go. Golden is the thing. Yeah, golden is the topic of the day. It is kind of nice that I mean, just gosh, a few days ago we had all the alpha that David Yu gave. I mean, thank goodness, you know, the Veve community has some people like Waziverse that lives out in, you know, I don't know if he lives in like the greater like London area, but I definitely know he's in the EU somewhere. I don't know where exactly, but it was really awesome to have someone there from the Veve community to get all that alpha, because I don't know, I don't think anyone else from there, I'm sure there's other people there from the Veve community, but they might not be content creators, so they might have like recorded it and like tweeted it out, but it might have gotten less visibility and all that stuff. But gosh, I still have that old Groot is a Grail. I still have that up there. I'm surprised. I mean, that was from a long time ago. Imagine that Jimmy coming out of the lamp. Yeah, that would be cool, you know. Also, Robin Williams too. Robin Williams, I think, he was always one of my favorite comedians. So, rip to him. The genie comes out. That would be awesome. That lamp will moon for sure. I think so too. I mean, just any animation. What I think the animation is probably going to be is just, you know, the smoke or whatever is going to come out. I mean, we'll take a look at it here in a little bit. I do need to catch up with chat here. Or like a gender reveal lamp. Yeah, I think it had like, yeah, it looks like blue and pinks. So it's like, all right, it's like male or female. I don't know. But where you been, doggy? I just explained that. Welcome back, Vibes. Miss you, dude. MC has been carrying the Veve streams lately. I'm sure his back is hurting. Yeah, he's been definitely carrying. I haven't been watching. Again, I've just been busy studying and preparing for the new job and doing other stuff that I haven't been like really caught up with all the Veve content stuff. And to be honest, it's so hard to do it, especially as a creator yourself. I mean, we've kind of gotten to the point now where when there's like, I mean, there's probably like what, 60 Veve content creators. Obviously, some are more popular than others. Some are newer than others. You know, my heart goes out to any Veve content creators that started after January of this year, because really hard to grow your channel in an extremely bear market like this. It's always nice to get little gems like this, you know, golden moment hype. A lot of talk about burning NFTs, kind of like the future of Veve, you know, burning, you know, 10, 100, maybe 1,000 comics or whatever to get like a new kind of exclusive cover through Marvel, which seems really, really cool. So that's the stuff to look forward to. The only thing is that stuff is, it's gonna take time. And I've been saying it since the beginning, and I'm gonna say it again. you know, because I haven't said it in a while because I haven't live streamed that. All this stuff is going to take time. I will say this whole golden moment thing is amazing. It's awesome to know that that they're pretty much done. It's been confirmed by Alex G and Veve that they're done with golden moments. Maybe this series they could come out with a different version later. Who knows? I doubt it. At least I hope not. But you know, golden moments will pump temporarily, but I do think they'll eventually go down just because we simply just don't have enough people and money on Veve. That doesn't make them any less valuable, but I think, you know, the value is going to come in how many people are going to be on the app willing to pay a premium for it, right? Animated department could not handle that undertaking. Yeah, or whoever they outsource for their animations and stuff. Shira, what's up? Justin. Hoy, eh? What's that? Hoy, eh? Bats, what's up? I was saving for an Iron Man golden moment for the last couple of days. Damn. Yeah, we'll take a look. I literally have, you know, ecomi wiki pulled up. I have the Veve like web app pulled up, all that stuff. So ship got wrecked. Yeah, dude. We'll just take a look at it right now before I forget. Come on, switch scenes. Let's go. So yeah, so this is the golden moments lamp. There's the Star Trek ship. I like Romulans. I don't know like which race I like the most in Star Trek. There's like the Romulans, there's the Klingons, there's the Ferengi, there's so many different races. Those are like probably the most classic versions, like the most original races. I'm sure there's been newer ones and like newer Star Treks that I've just kind of forgotten about. But I was really looking forward to this one until I looked, and like the detail looks pretty legit. The colors look a little bit samey. I know that's how like the Romulan like warbird has always kind of looked, but I kind of wish there was a bit more detail. Romulan warbird, it's a massive ship too. If you guys haven't looked, like the scale of the ship compared to like other Star Trek ships, it's massive. But then I saw this list price 120 gems. Why? I would be surprised if more than 1,200 of these actually sold in the market on release. I'd be surprised. And I like this ship, but I'll probably just end up buying it for 40. I'm looking at this kind of like a, what do you call it? Like the battle statue, right? Even though that had like 8,000 mints or whatever, same price, 120 gems. But like, I haven't looked at the Superman Flash battle statue recently, but last I checked, I think it was like 50-ish gems. So maybe this won't go down to like 40, but it could go down to like 50. It's hard to say, and that's mostly due to obviously the golden moments, right? Like, why spend 120 on this when you can just get the golden moments lamp, right, for a third of the price? You completely predicted the drop lotteries accurately. David, you talked about $5 entries for one of ones at London. Yeah, I love the idea of the drop lottery system where you just pay gems and you just have a chance of winning. That's more going through Veve than it is users, right? So I would like to have the option to sell my collectibles. You know, if someone does have one of those one of ones or those absurdly expensive NFTs, it's really hard to find one buyer that's willing to buy, you know, a 20,000 gem NFT. But if you can crowdfund it to 1,000 people, now everyone's only paying you know, 200 or 20 gems rather than everyone. You have to find, it's so much easier to find 1,000 people to pay 20 gems than it is to find one person willing to pay 20,000 gems. So yeah, this one and it's a ship. You know, I will eventually collect like all the Star Trek stuff, but I'm not in a huge hurry because, again, I do think prices, at least for this IP especially, could get cheaper. And yeah, what I'm really looking forward to is the Klingon Bird of Prey. That one looks cool. Bird of Prey Star Trek. That one actually looks pretty good. Come on. This is not full screening. So this ship. So this is actually the ship that the Klingons use. Actually looks pretty cool. It could also turn invisible or cloak technically. So definitely has a very unique look to it. cool. Jump back to here. But again, when it comes to Star Trek, I mean, I'm a huge fan, but it doesn't mean I'm gonna throw thousands of gems at like the ships or anything like that. Like, I'm a bigger Wolverine fan than anything. What up, vibes? Welcome back. Justin says hashtag Wenhall. Like Wenhall, like when I'm gonna come back. Uncommon Mickey might be worth more than ultra rare and secret rare for once. Oh, like the new Mickey thing. Yeah, we'll check that stuff here in a little bit. I'm just gonna catch up with chat, but I do want to look at the lamp drop. And apparently 2 airdrop. You're gonna get an airdrop, and then you're gonna get a promo code for like an exclusive drop. I need to like dig more into that. Dip that like button in a delicious sugary coating. Yes, sir. What up, Pioneers? What's up, J-Kill? Nice to have you back. I miss chilling on your streams while I go through the Veve market. Yes, sir. Glad to see you. What's up? That ship looks like it collects a lot of turbulence. Yeah, it's interesting because it's like, in real life, like if you really wanted to like make a ship, I actually watched like a YouTube video, gosh, probably like 2 or 3 months ago about just traveling in space. Like what would we need to do as humans to travel through space? And it's funny that even though there's no drag in space, you still want your ship to be aerodynamic because it's not so much there's like less wind resistance because there's no wind in space, at least in the general sense. But you do have to watch out for debris and things like that. But it's kind of interesting. I do think that ship, yeah, would probably have quite a bit of, I guess you could say, turbulence in a way. It's nice. It's going to be nice that not just the richest users have a chance. Yeah, that is true. And I do think, you know, that is good. I do like that. I do like the fact that you can put in, you know, 5 gems for a chance to win or whatever it is. So, Chris Infinity, you're alive. Yeah, dude. I remember a lot of your guys' names. It's been a minute. I've been a guest on other people's live streams. Like I was actually just on Veve Bros live stream, I think 2 days ago, and then I was on a live stream with, gosh, I was on a couple live streams with some other people like a couple weeks back and stuff like that. It's so much easier to be a guest than it is like host your own live stream, or especially to make videos. So, but Chris Infinity, I think you seem familiar, but everyone else, you know, Justin, J-Kill, LMB Bats, Palette, like all you guys. I remember all you guys. You guys are awesome. I don't like the idea of raffles at all. I don't know how Nevada Gambling Committee will feel about it. They may cut us off. Double cool, potentially. I don't know. Is there a difference between a raffle versus a lottery versus a, you know, is basically anything that's up to random chance just like completely banned in Nevada? I guess the main aspect that makes it gambling is the fact that you lose the gems, because originally I was going to make the argument like, well, it's not the same. Isn't that no different than just playing a blind box, right? Like a blind box for a comic or a collectible. But it's not like you lose 60 gems if you don't land it, right? It's like either you don't spend the gems or you win and you do spend the gems, right? It's one or the other. So I'm not sure if that's what dictates it. I would like to see, maybe initially it might be involve gems, but maybe later they'll have it be like master collector points or something like that. And maybe there's only so many points you can dedicate to a raffle, which is probably pretty easy to do. Maybe you dedicate 100 raffle points maximum, so that way whales can't just put in 10,000 raffle points and just like have an insanely high chance to win. You think David mentioning 2 Star Wars ships coming will hurt the sales of Star Trek ships? No, they're kind of unrelated. I think they're 2 different things. They're both spaceships, but I really don't think anyone's taking Star Trek ships into consideration. I don't think, other than I think people were when they initially were released, before Star Wars and like Disney and all that stuff was like more formally like announced, but I think they're 2 different things. It's very hard to see that people that get on, because with that line of thinking, you would have to imagine people get on Veve. They're like, all right, I'm getting on Veve because I want to buy spaceships. Now, which one do I want to buy? Do I want to buy Star Trek or Star Wars? You know, or it's like, and not everything is 1-to-1, right? So it's like, if I want to buy a comic book, it doesn't mean I have to sell a comic book to buy that comic book, you know? Just, I don't have to sell something similar to what I want to buy just to buy it. It's like I could sell my Steamboat Willie. I could sell a bunch of other comics to buy a different comic. I could buy, or I could sell, you know, literally anything. It doesn't have to be kind of comparative, but I get what you mean, Justin. I think just the mention of any big IP, like you said, Star Wars, or especially the golden moments, the day after Star Trek, that's what's really going to hurt the drop, in my opinion. How well do you think Star Wars ships will do if they release the Falcon and Slave 1? Same price, same mints? As what? As, if they have the same price and same mints? I would say the Millennium Falcon will obviously go for more, because that's the more recognizable one than Slave 1. So, like, let's say they're both, I don't know. Say they do, I don't know, like 9,000, you know, 770 mints, because that's like 1990, you know, 1977, whatever. I think the Falcon would be more expensive, even if they were the exact same mint, exact same number of mints, same rarity, like they're both uncommon or something like that. I think the Millennium Falcon will do better, but Slave 1's still going to do well too. But Millennium Falcon will be far and away the more expensive, probably like 1.5 times the price minimum of Slave 1, if I had to guess. Let's get a baseline IH, those golden moments. I don't know what you mean by IH. Baseline is those golden moments. Second wish is basically a whitelist for the drop. Okay, that makes sense. Watch Anyone Pray. How's the new gig? We missed you, bruh. It hasn't started yet. I mean, so I've been studying for, like I said, I need to pass like 3 different licensing exams to like, in order to I still start my job, but like the first couple months of my job, I need to study and do licensing and all that stuff before I can start. So I haven't started yet. I don't start till the 3rd week of September. So I got like, I don't know, 15 more days before I start. Maybe a little bit less at this point, probably like 2 weeks. Yeah, I haven't started, so I don't know how I feel about it so far, but I'm excited to get started. I wouldn't be surprised if we get the Millennium Falcon. We already got R2-D2 and C-3PO and Vader. Yeah, I think we're gonna get, what I think we'll probably end up getting is X-Wing and TIE Fighter, more likely, but it would not surprise me if we got like Millennium Falcon. And of course it would not be called Slave 1, right? I think Star Wars changed the name for sensitivity reasons or whatever, because that's the word slave in it. I forgot what they renamed it to, but yeah, it's not called Slave 1 anymore. But X-Wing and TIE Fighter, I think, are just the 2 most polar opposites of ships that just makes sense. Like the Millennium Falcon doesn't really have like a counterpart, or like a, like maybe the, I forgot what it's like a bomber ship. It's the ship that Darth Vader flew. It's like, it's the TIE Fighter, but has like the curved wings. There is a terminology for it, but or like a designation number for that type of ship. I just forgot what it is. Maybe that ship, but I think they're more likely to go with the most iconic ships, which is the X-Wing and the TIE Fighter. But who knows? I mean, we could also just get, what, a Star Destroyer and a AT-AT or something like that. Like, we could literally get anything. Hey, question, I can't access the web app after 2-factor authentication. I did a reset of the passcode. It worked. But now again, same issue. Do you know something? Thanks. I had to do the same thing. What I've noticed is that sometimes it will act a bit weird. Sometimes if you're already logged onto your phone, like if you actually have Veve open on your phone, and then that's more for like trying to play drops or like buy stuff off the market. So I take that back. I don't know, maybe you just have to reset it again. Make sure you're also like using the same browser each time. So if you use like Firefox or Google Chrome, like make sure you're using the same browser each time. Yeah, not sure. I've had that issue, but it only happens like once a month, where I have to like reset my password to just the same password, and then it lets me access it again. So I don't know what to tell you, relax. Of course, if it keeps happening, I guess you could submit a ticket, but I mean, I don't even think Veve even knows what the issue is. Like, the only solution so far is just resetting the password. Flan, I have had big problems with the web app currently too. Interesting. I logged in the other day just fine, or even today. We'll sell my Todd for Falcon. Well, let's go, Veve Collectible. And the guy with the, it's hard to tell. I don't know if that's Boba Fett or Mandalorian. That looks like Mandalorian because the cape looks different. Because I know that looks like more like a full cape. Like, what's it called? Boba Fett has like a, it's not even a half cape. It's almost like a quarter cape. I believe it's like a half cape, but he wears it in a pretty unique fashion. And it's a different color than that like logo. What up, Vibes? Yo, Vibes! Sometimes you need to reset your password. That's what happened to me, yeah. Did you see I got a Veve tattoo? No, I did not see that. Did you get an OMI tattoo? You should get an OMI tattoo. I think, thought Randy Chavez has a thing for OMI tattoos or something. To fix the web app lock issue, go to settings on your phone, storage, Veve, then click offload and delete app. Turn off your phone, back on, reinstall Veve, change password. Really? You have to do all of that? Seems like a bit much, but. You win raffles by jamming the jar for sure. Yeah. Make sure to use Safari on phone to access your email to get the code. Veve sees if you were doing that. Interesting. Dude, Sean's got all the answers. He knows what's up. What up, Vibes? Great to see you streaming. Let's go. Let's get baseline prices on those golden moments. Yep, we'll check them out right now because we're pretty much done with chat. Star Destroyer would go well with Falcon. That's always been, yeah, exactly. In the that's the, no, that's not the opening scene, right? I'm trying to think of like the opening scene of Star Wars, and I don't think that's the opening scene. The opening scene is the Star Destroyers chasing that one ship. I forgot the name of it. It's like a blockade runner or something like that. I forgot the name of it, but it's not the Millennium Falcon. But yeah, I do agree. I do think Millennium Falcon and Star Destroyer would be two kind of like cool counterparts. And like there are like rebel ships that look iconic. You could see them and know like, oh yeah, that's a rebel ship, but like no one knows the names or designations. Like it's not really referenced in like, at least in the movies and stuff. But like the big time Star Wars like nerds would definitely know like, oh yeah, that's the Corvette class like rebel ship. That's this type of class ship for the like, you know, they all have designations, but unless you're like digging into like the lore books, you just wouldn't know. Or the Emperor's ship or the A-Wing or Y-Wing, yeah. The A-Wing is it's definitely a smaller ship. I think it's more of like a nimble fighter, and the Y-Wing I think is the bomber, if I believe right. Yeah, we are stacking poos or ducks, my guy. Not right now. Honestly, I've been kind of low on gems for a while until, you know, I start my new gig. Luckily, the new gig gives me a nice little bonus to start, so might spend a little bit of that on Veve. So the speeder from Rogue Squadron. Speeder from Rogue Squadron. I don't know, but what's the ship that Obi-Wan flew when he was like trying to escape from Jango Fett? I think that's another cool ship. I know there's a name for it, but maybe that's the A-Wing. Maybe that's the one you're talking about. Everybody's wrong on Star Wars vehicle drop. Look, Disney Veve drops are related to marketing for Disney Plus. So my guess, the Star Wars drop is going to be related to the Andor series. So it means Empire, so Star Destroyer. Yeah, or there could be new vehicles introduced, but yeah, that could be it. It could be vehicles more related to like the new Andor series. How much more would collectibles be worth if they were in 4K resolution? I don't know. I don't think the reason why they're cheap is because they're not in 4K. Like maybe a bit more, like maybe some people, like maybe more T-Rexes would have been bought because of like the animation. Because I still think like the T-Rex is probably one of the, if not the best NFT to buy just for AR function. Like I remember buying one for, I think 9 gems or whatever. I just got the uncommon because I didn't really care if it was like animated or not, but I mean you could plug that thing anywhere and it just like looks really cool. And if that was in 4K, it would probably look good, but I think you would also be limited by like your phone, right, and like what it can do. So I'm sure certain collectibles like might go up a bit, would be a bit higher, but not that much. Long time since the live stream. Yes sir, Tito. Falcon versus Star Destroyer in the background of our vaults. Oof, that would be sick. I just sent you a pic on Twitter, not getting the Jermaine Rogers drop at Decon by like 5 people. It escalated quickly. Oof. I think 19 people total got Veve tattoos. Okay, I'll check it out here. Did you tag me? I don't see it here on Twitter. Or did you send it to me privately? Oh, okay. Why can't I? There it is. Do you mind if I show it on stream? I'm sure you don't mind, but... A-Wing is when Lando's crew used. Okay. Rogue Speeder is the one from the snow where they tripped up the walkers in the snow. The Rogue Speeder, okay. What's the speeders that they used on Endor? Like the very small, like basically 1 or 2 person like speeders. Are those just land speeders? Because I thought... Or are those like scout speed? I don't know. There's so many different like terms. Like I know generically what a lot of them are like reference to, but... Here it is, guys. Here's the tattoo. Veve logo. I think that's supposed to be like, I don't know, it's supposed to be blood, like you're bleeding Veve or something like that. I dig it. And the drop head shirt. Let's go. I dig it, dude. That looks awesome. Dude, you should definitely get some for Veve if you I mean, you're giving them free advertising, right? I dig it. That's cool. App already crashes for some people, yeah. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at, I know some people have been waiting patiently for the, for some market stuff. And some prices have definitely changed. Hopefully it still works if I just type in golden moments. Golden mom. Is this updated? It's hard to believe that Cogsworth is still... Nah, it's still up to date. So there's a brief pump. It was at 51 gems. Now it's up to here. I mean, that's still a pump of... I mean, it still went up. What is that, like... Oh, like 15% or something like that? That's not bad. It's just retraced now a bit. Chippendale. I think there's a way we can look at the... Could have sworn there was a way we could have looked at the... like last hour rather than like the last 24 hours. But dude, Chippendale, holy moly. 129 all the way up to 243. We're gonna go through each of these because I don't know why it still says it's actually down $1 when that's just simply not the case. Show up, mate. Yep. No, I miss you guys, and it's nice to know that you guys miss me too. Timon and Pumbaa peaked at 74. Now it's retraced back down to 60, 68, 63. It would only upscale when possible. Gotcha. Bought partners at 4.6 today. Let's go. I really am bleeding. Oh, is that like actual blood? I don't know. It's real blood. I got the Veve silver and gold logo card. Let's go, dude. That's awesome. Hell yeah, dude. Dude, I just want a card from them. I like, don't get me wrong. I would love it if it was the silver and gold like logo card, but at the same time, I would also I wouldn't mind just like a normal card. For sure. Those are 74Z speeder bikes. Okay, so speeder bikes. That's what those are called. See, everyone knows what they are. Floor is 96 gems for Cogsworth. Yeah, so why does it say 56 here? You know, it might be a bit better is if we actually like compare and contrast. Dude, I do not know what the hell that was. Come on, Tony, get the OMI. Why put that on my live stream? Anyway. All right, so really quickly, I'm like, dude, what is that? What is that doing on my Twitter? Okay, what is going on here? Okay, ooh, floor is 98. So actually what we're gonna do is this. Give me a sec, guys. I don't need that anymore. I'm gonna move this here. So this way we can actually just tab between the two. Jesus Christ. I just pulled over the tweet over on my other monitor. I'm just like, just shaking my head at it. All right, so 98 is actually the floor. for Timon and Pumbaa. So that's actually right here. Let's take a look at Cogsworth. And then I'm sure all the golden moments are going to be up here, like on this front page for the most part. Maybe not. All right, let's do this. Brands, we'll go to golden moments. This way we can tab back and forth. Golden moments. Cogsworth. So what's Cogsworth at right now? Okay, 96. Okay, so that's not right. So it's at 96. Chippendale, I totally believe that it's at 243 when it was at like 120 something. Pooh and Piglet. Let's see what Pooh and Piglet's at. Pooh and Piglet. So 150 is the floor. 144. That's believable. Yeah, dude, some of the golden moments. I mean, Chippendale straight up just doubled in price. Pooh went up about 50%. A little bit less, probably like 40. Catch up with chat a little. He's been a big thing in my life, so a gold card and a tattoo, I didn't mind. Let's go. Everything but partners is mooning. Fix my pride too. Bob, dude, why does my live stream show my icon like that? I don't know, it shouldn't be like that. Bob gets a pass for any negative comments about Veve from here out. No one believes in Veve more than him, hands down. Bob. Bob who? Is there a Bob that I don't know about? I thought the app refreshed 10 minutes after the hour. It should. Yeah, maybe it just takes some time. Sometimes it's like 3 or 4 minutes after the hour, so you have to wait 10. So yeah, we could check on it. Maybe it'll refresh when we check it again. Hey, do you think it's worth buying all the low-priced rare comics for 8 to 10 gems in preparation for MCP? Is the cheapest option for MCP points? Jose, dude, you can do whatever you want. Not financial advice. My personal opinion now is no, because we do not know what MCP is going to look like when they release it, like what the final version is going to be. Honestly, they've done what, 2 or 3 different versions of MCP. Each one of them was slightly different, and each one of those times did affect comics. So maybe it's retroactive. Are the Veve vibes going to be here soon? Yes, sir. What's up, Mr. Locknet? Me personally, I'm just holding off until I know for sure how many MCP points I'm getting for comics, because they could definitely change it and just say, hey, we noticed that, you know, maybe Vivi's just saying this. Uncommons are really, really underperforming. Okay, now they're infinitely stackable, but now they're worth 1 point each, up to 10 points or something like that. So maybe like gem for gem, the best things to buy are actually like uncommon comics up until you get 10 of that same comic, and then you move on to the next comic and then the next comic, right? There's always going to be people trying to find a way to min-max their MCP points, and I'm one of those people, which is why I'm not really pulling the trigger on things like MCP just yet. Because if you spend, you know, 400, 500, 600, maybe 1,000 gems on rare comics, and then you found out that they updated it to where rare comics still give you a lot of MCP points, but you could have gotten double the MCP points if you just bought uncommon comics instead or something like that, right? Have you cashed out anything on Veve? Are you in the negative since market tanked? I'm not in the negative since it's tanked. I mean, to be honest, I've only put in $400 or $500 into Veve. Not even, I think, just a few $100s. So no, I'm not in the red. Definitely, it's my vault value's definitely gone down 80%. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not like in the negative of what I've like initially invested in Veve, if that makes sense. Can you see if SR Spidey sold for 10.2K? Just like in general? I'm gonna check it out really quick. Actually, we'll check that out in a bit. I just don't want to switch off these tabs just because I do want to keep looking at the golden moments. Flounder and Sebastian. Where was Flounder and Sebastian at before? It was 66. Yeah, they've almost doubled in price. Let's actually refresh this. Just go home and then go back to graphs. It should be updated by now. Hopefully. You should see the party vids. I have Veve Fox, Andrew Ellis, same Ellis, Taps, Trades, Veve Magic, David U. Way more dancing around and the random Veve people than makes. Oh, okay. Oh, the party video. Okay, dude, that sounds like a lot of fun. I'm definitely going to be going to the Decon in Anaheim, but yeah, I couldn't make this one in London. Whoever's cashing out right now has to be strapped for cash. This is a super buyer's market. Yeah, I agree. So yesterday, this was going for 82 gems. Now it's up to 98. Doesn't seem like it's moved much. No, the prices still seem to be not reflecting the new prices yet. That person needs an alt account for posting those kind of NFTs. Yeah. What about Bob? Who's Bob? I don't know who Bob is. What's your thoughts on holding all the gold moments? We'll get an airdrop. David, you mentioned this when saying a certain series will come to an end. I think he meant, well, two things. One of them was, I think one of them he was referencing was the golden moment series, potentially. Or he said some of the old series. I think some of the season 1 series that he was talking about, maybe black and white Batman stuff. I mean, when you ask an extremely open-ended speculative question like that, it's not confirming anything. Like, it's, you know, I think the question was something, let's go here. I think the question was something along the lines of like, oh, is it possible that like you could get an airdrop if you own all the collectibles? And he's like, yeah, sure. What's he gonna say? No. Like, oh, no, there's no airdrop for anything collectible wise in the past. Like we're like, of course he's gonna say yes or maybe or who knows or, you know, collect to find out. Like he's always gonna either say yes or like keep it ambiguous as to like whether it is. So like that's why it's important when you ask certain questions to kind of be specific, because if you keep it like open or general or kind of like leaning more on the speculative side of things, it can be open to interpretation to like a million different things, right? Because I think that was one of the questions that someone asked in like that Wazaverse like interview video where David Hughes spilled a bunch of alpha, because someone was like, oh, is it possible that some series could come to an end, or maybe some season 1 things will come to an end? And he just said like, yeah, well, some series will come to an end. Like it doesn't just go on forever. So I believe so. Brett Bob Saget, is he dead? No. U1's going to have a karaoke partying, bigger venue, bowling party apparently, and thousands. If my passport ever comes, I might book it. Let's go. Rip. I own partners and poo. Let's go, Flint. I do want to buy partners at some point. It'll happen. It's just gonna take some time. Your one's Anaheim. Okay. I do not know who that is. Just stopping by to say hi. William Peartree, what's up, dude? Oh gosh, sorry. I thought it has your name in it. I thought you were saying that, and then whatever else you were saying. Hope all is well. Once again, you are being my company in late hours in the office. Let's go. What's up, William Peartree? But yeah, dude, right now, golden moments are pumping pretty hard, unsurprisingly. I will say this, not even, you know, it's not me fighting. It's just, this is going to be a temporary thing. You look at everything else that's been on the app, you know, lightsabers pumped. That's going to go up, then go right back down. Same thing with this. It's going to go up and it's going to go back down, because the issue isn't the popularity of the items or that they're valuable. It's just, I literally think there's just not enough money, not enough people on the Veve app to get these to the prices that we all wish they were at, right? On top of that, I mentioned it before actually on Veve Bros like stream. If you guys were there, I think there's a few dozen people watching, so a good amount. That you guys don't forget, you know, there's a lot of people with alt accounts. Like I have 2 other phones with, I don't know, it's like 50 to 60 comics total between the 2 phones, and then an additional like probably like 15 to 20 collectibles on my other 2 phones. Like there's a lot of people like that right now that eventually, when we're able to combine our accounts on KYC and like link them all together, we're gonna have a huge influx of NFTs being floored on the market. Like there's a whole lot of supply that's locked up, and then once that's released, things will get cheaper. Like people will start undercutting. Now those accounts also have some gems, so if you're able to transfer gems to like your main account, so we'll see a increase in like demand as well, because people are going to have more gems at the same time. But we're also going to have a lot of people flooring collectibles. So like this golden moment pump, like just like literally every other thing on the app, whether it's Walt, Secret Rare Spider-Man, Secret Rare AF-15, Darth Vader, you know, Todd, literally every grail has gone up and gone down. So it's like you know, enjoy it now. I totally don't blame people for selling their golden moments now, like while the pump is happening, but just be prepared. That's it. That's all I'm saying. 11 p.m. here. Let's go. I need partners to pump as well. Yeah. I hope I can collect all the Mickey collectibles eventually. Yeah. Are you talking about like the Mickey ones? So like band leader Mickey, Sorcerers. It would be kind of cool to have all the Mickey Mouse stuff, right? Like, of course, Walt is Mickey Mouse, but like Sorcerer's hat, that new Sorcerer's drop that we're talking about as well. I think Veve only has 54 users. Yeah, I agree, Rich Buddy. And I'd have 3 phones, so that's what, 51. Rich Buddy, you might have like an extra account, so that's like 49. And then what, we got like 40 something people. We got 60 people on stream, so that means, gosh, we got the entire Veve community watching the stream right now. Holy moly. That's awesome. I'm so glad I'm speaking to the entire community of Veve right now. Shout out to Veve Bros, great guys. Dude, they're hilarious. And honestly, they do deserve more subs. It's just so hard to grow in this current market. I told them before, like, dude, when I started my channel in November, December, I remember the first month I was just doing random videos, random streams. I don't even think I was streaming that much. Good God, I can't. All right, sorry guys. When I first started, I was getting like 800 subs a month. Like my first 2 months, like December and January, I got like 800 subs each month ish, maybe a little bit less, but like it's just so many people were involved in Veve, NFTs, crypto. Like people were getting psyched about it. Veve was telling us we're getting 20 to 30,000 new users a day, and everyone was just mooning, right? But now that, you know, the economy's retraced a bit, a lot of stuff is happening in real life. We found out about the bots, we found out about a lot of the fake gems, all that stuff. So all that's kind of been part of it. So yeah, let's take a look at this stuff. I know we've been staring at it for a while. Disney Golden Moments finale is the magic lamp from Walt Disney Animation Studios Aladdin. Includes an animated effect that grants original owner 2 wishes from Veve. A lot of people are speculating that, I mean, it's pretty common knowledge that that a genie grants you 3 wishes. So maybe the first 2 are these, and potentially the 3rd wish, you know, who knows, 6 months from now, a year from now, 10 years from now, whatever it is, if any. A 3rd wish could be, oh, if you own every single golden moment, you will get this absurdly rare airdrop, something like that. Who knows? So that could be the case, because there's only 2. Why not 3? 3 has always been the number when it comes to genie wishes. But let's go ahead and take a look at the article. Mickey Sorcerer should have been released as part of the Mickey series, not part of the Golden Moments, in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, I could see that. Definitely would have been cool. Definitely would have been better if they did it that way, but it is what it is. What would be your bare minimum price for partners, in your opinion? Bare minimum price? What do you mean? Like, how low could it possibly go? I don't know. You know what's funny is I used to joke with my brother back in like January, February, when, you know, Walt was at like 40K, everything was really expensive. You know, Mickey hat was at like 4.5K. Just everything was just literally 10 times the price of what they are now. Me and my brother used to joke. We would call each other, and, you know, we'd talk about, you know, Veve and all kinds of stuff, but it was mostly Veve. I would call him, and we would always joke, like, we would call him and be like, hey, what's up? And I'll be like, oh, actually, hold on, like, let me call you back. Walt just hit 2K, you know, just as a joke. Like, we would just say that, like, certain things would just, like, completely just drop in price by, like, 90%. We used to say that as a joke, and now it's, like, actually happening. And so, what's the bottom of Walt? It's impossible to tell. I think there's, based on, like, the charts, which we can maybe look at a bit later, like, it looks like it has a lot of resistance around like 4.5K ish. I mean, it did touch like 3.9. I think there was like a listing at 3.9 like a couple weeks back, but anyway, here is the lamp. lamp from Aladdin, uncommon. It's animated, so I assume it's just the smoke, but who knows? Maybe Robin Williams and his genie will pop out and do some sort of like funny animation. This signature symbol of dreams and wishes is made even more enchanting with an animated effect that grants the original owner 2 special wishes from Veve. Wish number 1 unlocks 1 Disney D NFT for the original Magic Lamp Aladdin holder on 9/9/22. So if you land the drop for this, which has, it doesn't give the information yet. Yeah, which has 10,000 editions for 40 gems. You get also the D logo, which is awesome. That's an uncommon as well. 10,000 editions, no price because it's an airdrop. So this is a promotional item as a gift for the original owners, the Magic Lamp from Aladdin. This Disney D represents an iconic piece of Disney history, blah, blah, blah. Wish number 2, a promo code providing a reservation for 7 days to purchase the Sorcerer Apprentice Mickey NFT scheduled for release in September 22. See description link below for details. So yeah, there's more information here. How I assume, so here it is. There's 3 different versions of this like Mickey thing going on here. This looks awesome, by the way. It's like in color, splashing and all that stuff. I think that's the uncommon. Jeez, that looks awesome. Let me catch up with chat. Veve Hadoken TV, hey, long time no see. I hope you're aware that Apple apparently teased AR glasses at the end of their event today. There's a video of it. Check it out. Y'all have to check it out later. Perhaps it was originally intended. Yeah, those are the ones. Yeah, I just started my channel in this bear market. Marvelous Packs, what's up, dude? I was actually just watching your video earlier about comics or kind of like comic hunting or something like that. I think it was like a day or 2 ago. I watched the first couple minutes of it and then I realized I had something else to do. But yeah, dude, I do like your channel. You have some good input. And dude, there's a whole bunch of new Veve content creators that have great input and honestly do have to work 2, 3, 4, 5 times harder than some of us Veve OGs, because that's how it was when I started. Like I had to make twice as many videos or content, or just to have different takes and just, you know, just a different perspective than a lot of the Veve OGs, because a lot of the Veve OGs were already around for like a year by the time I started. Maybe not a year, but like 7, 8 months. And a lot of them had a huge head start. And yeah, anyway. I hold all the Series 1 Mickey, the Steamboat Willie set, the Sorcerer's hat, and Partner Snatchy. Let's go, Daniel D. Let's go. I still have my Steamboat Willie, which trust me, I've considered selling. When I first got it, I considered selling it at least like 10 or 15 times when it went up to like 10K, 9K. But I held it all the way down to what it's at now. I've even entertained the idea of selling it when it was at like 2K, 3K, all that stuff. But I just held it, and at this point it's like I'm just gonna keep holding it. I don't know, it's kind of cool knowing that like you're the original holder as well. Escrow took a backburner too. Yeah, I got the animation for the lamp. Oh, okay. It's like the first golden moment that's animated. Is that right? That is right, huh? It's the first and only and last. It's the first, last, and only one that is animated. So binary wishes. Huh. Golden moments commons aren't moving as much at like. Man, you skipped my question. I don't see it, dude. Oh, there it is. There it is. Do you think this Disney drop will be really difficult to get? 10,000 seems like enough to stand a chance, but I know KYC bots are still a problem. Yeah, dude. So just imagine this as like the, what's it called? The AF15 drop. This is literally just the AF15 drop. I know that, you know, I don't think maybe the lamp will go up to 500 gems. Who knows? You know, or like 800 gems like the AF15 common, but those are 2 completely different things. But AF15 sold out very, very quickly. This will too. This will get botted. I have noticed a small insurgence of bots these last few drops. Maybe I'm just using that as an excuse because I did not land AF15 or ASM 300. Both of them are 10K drops, and I didn't land either one on the drop. So maybe I'm just bad with my timing, or maybe I'm just blaming bots. But there are bots. Like I remember taking screenshots, and of the like 11 or 12 listings, like 8 of them will be bots or just private accounts with no logo, no nothing. So I'm sorry, I meant that you would buy it for again? I think, I mean, the price now isn't terrible. If it goes down below like 4.5K, I might pull the trigger. Mostly it's just like, I just don't have that kind of money to like throw into Veve right now, but I will soon. Let's say that. What a vibes. Hope the new job is suiting you good. I hope the best for you. Yeah, I haven't started it yet, but it's going to be in like 2 or 3 weeks. Dude, check your DM for the animation. Cool. Let me do that. Let me just switch to here really quick, just so I don't like accidentally pull up something crazy. All right. All right, here it is. Thank you to Veve Collectible. I'm going to I'm gonna like and retweet this. It's actually kind of cool. We got the gotta rub it the. Why? What is up with you guys today? Gotta rub it the right way for the D. What was that song? Who sang that song? Genie in a Bottle. Was it Christina Aguilera? I don't think so. But I remember in middle school, there was a group of girls in my middle school. God, this was like 5th grade or something like that. They danced to that song and they got in trouble because they did it for like the talent show or something like that. So yeah, I don't know. Golden Moment file, the magic lamp from Aladdin. Okay, that's what I assumed this animation would be. Just very simple. I didn't expect like the genie to pop out and like all of a sudden Robin Williams' voice starts appearing, but yeah. What is with you guys? We'll check this out too. So that's Sorcerer's Apprentice. So what's really cool is that the only way to get this Sorcerer's Apprentice now is by winning this drop. Dude, winning this drop is going to be massive. So you get the golden moment. You get airdropped another golden moment. That's same edition numbers. And then you also get essentially I mean, this is essentially an airdrop. Of another, because you're whitelisted, right? Like you have a head start of everyone else to buy it. One of these, and every single one I think is not that one. Why is the ultra rare not animated? Interesting. Okay, so when you win the Aladdin Golden Moment lamp, you will be given apparently a promo code that will put you on a whitelist. What I assume is like if you put in that promo code, all of a sudden this will just appear in your store on starting September 16th, and you can just buy it off the store for 60 gems. I assume you can only buy one. If you try to buy another one, you probably just can't. The weird thing is that this is more than 10,000. So I assume is you probably have, I think it's at the 22nd. So you have 6 days to just buy it off the store for, not for free, but just with no contest, like no one competing with you, for 60 gems, and that's it. And you get either the uncommon or the ultra rare or the secret rare. So there's even more than I thought. Weird thing is, this is interesting. Actually, the uncommon is animated. So 8,888 editions, uncommon, it's animated. Series 3 Sorcerer's Apprentice Mickey. The ultra rare has less mints, not animated, 555 or 5,000, you know, all fives. This one looks pretty cool. And the secret rare looks completely different than the other ones. This one, he looks like he's on land. This is the scene where he's like trying to command the buckets to do stuff, casting the first spell. And this one's less than 2,000, but it's not animated. So honestly, I do think secret rare is going to be the most expensive, followed by the uncommon, and then this. Then the ultra rare, strangely enough, is probably not going to be as much as the uncommon. Maybe because, mostly just because it's animated. But I could be wrong. I don't know. Maybe the 3,333 editions is enough of a difference that this is still going to be more expensive. Let me catch up with chat. I know I'm behind right now. And if I got any information wrong, let me know. But that's why I assume this is going to work. Dan, you give your price predictions on the new Golden Moments? No, not yet. I haven't done it yet. It's going to be hard because I think the prices are going to be much higher because there is an airdrop with this Golden Moment. And the lesson that a lot of people learned with the Jurassic Park airdrop is that you need to hold it. Like, hold it until you get the airdrop, and then you don't sell it or let it go. I mean, some people are still going to sell it, but I have no idea what this would sell for in the secondary. Because it says the original owner. So if you do buy it, and that's the other thing too. So the thing that's going to cause the price to go up is because there's just not going to be a lot listed because people want to hold it for the airdrop. But what's also going to pull the price down is that people know that you're not going to get the airdrops if you purchase it in the secondary. You have to be the original owner. So I think that's kind of like the push and pull of this drop. We are all up 20% from all-time bottom last week. Let's go. That is a good theory on the 3 wishes. Yeah, it could be. I mean, it's, who knows, right? No one really knows. We need a new golden moment tier list vibes. Has there been any new golden moments other than this since the last time I did it? I don't think so, but I'll still do it. I still been meaning to do a comic book tier list of just strictly the first appearance comics, because I think doing it for literally all the comics is just too much. But even then, like, Veve has like 50 or 60 first appearance comics, which is still a ton. But I've been kind of waiting on Boodle NFT to like update his list, because I asked him like, hey, can I use your list, you know, pictures for my tier list thing? And he said, yeah, that's fine, but he just hasn't updated it yet, so it's still missing like a ton of comics. So I've been meaning to hit him up to see if he's planning on updating it soon, and if he's not, then I'll probably just do it myself. Give me that D, dude. Come on, bruh. Veve Las Vegas, what's up, vibes and fam? Good luck on the Disney drop Friday. Yeah, dude, we're all gonna need it. Also, good luck on tomorrow's drop, Star Trek. Romulan bird of prey, not bird of prey, warbird. Tomorrow. Good luck. Okay, that's it. I'm reducing that. My mistake, the Missy's Sorcerer is tagged as part of the... Really? I didn't know that. My mistake, the Mickey Sorcerer, like the Sorcerer's hat, is tagged as part of the Mickey Mouse NFT collection and not as a golden moment. I was not aware of that. Let me see. Because do I own one on this account? Is it this account? What the? Where is it? Dude, how is my collection organized? What the heck? The heck? Cannot find my Sorcerer set. There it is. It's strange. It only showed like a portion of like my entire collection. Okay, so this is the Sorcerer's hat. I own it. Brand Disney Plus series. Walt Disney Studio Animations. I don't know if... Oh, okay. You're talking about the new Mickey Sorcerers thing. Okay, I thought you meant that like the original Sorcerer's hat. That's my bad. I misread what you said or what you meant. I'm really curious to see the price action on this one because the ultra rare and secret rare are just static figures. I personally view the uncommon as the more valuable. I think so. I do think the secret rare, just because of sheer rarity and the fact that it looks vastly different than the uncommon and ultra rare, it will be the most expensive. But yeah, so I do think it'll be secret rare, uncommon, then the ultra. Like, strangely enough, the ultra rare is going to be the cheapest. So dang, Boba Fett uncommon is $20. Let's go. Waiter over cargo pants. Yes, sir. Did I misspeak? Did I say like waiter instead of Vader or something? So funny. Slipstream animation. Yeah, it was Christina. Okay. Not financial advice. If you don't have money right now, you could still buy Google or Apple gift cards to redeem for gems from Best Buy credit card. Just make sure you have a plan to pay it off. Okay, that makes sense. I'm not in that much, to be quite honest, and this is something I've been, and mostly because I've been saying it since literally the beginning of this year, where it's like, oh shoot, I bought too soon and I sold too late. So it's like, honestly, the vision I have of Veve, if we're talking all-time highs or even anything even relating or looking like all-time highs, it's, I think it's minimum 6 months, quite literally the minimum 6 months. But again, we have no idea. It could take longer, could take more, could take less. Talk about adding utility to a drop. Let's go. More Disney Plus subscriptions. Yeah, I didn't read that part, but the Disney Plus subscription doesn't surprise me. Be the only time I don't get the uncommon. I could see that Bob sales, like all of a sudden you just start, a lot of people are probably just gonna get the ultra rares and be like, what the hell? Why they put SFX badge on this put, but not all the others? Are the others supposed to be animated? Yeah, because I mean, if we look at it, so I'm looking at the uncommon right now. It says animated and sound effects. Usually, doesn't it say around here usually that it's animated? Usually it's, I thought it's supposed to say animated. Maybe not. I don't think they've actually done that for a while. Yeah, I think the other ones are just literally just static figures. I really don't think they're animated. Only the uncommon, which is pretty cool. I like that. Is Electra looking sexy at 6 3/4 gem? Maybe. Of drop, that is, yeah. It doesn't matter because only original owners get the airdrops, so it won't matter. Well, like I said, there's not even, there's more than 10,000. So there's 10,000 lamps, which means there's 10,000 Disney Ds, the big Ds. But there's what? I mean, just doing quick math right here. I mean, there's like 16,000, 17,000 of these. So unless the original owners are able to buy multiples of these, there's like, looks like roughly what, 60-70% of the supply is just gonna, and that's assuming everyone remembers to buy these, right? Everyone that bought the original golden moment, or that won the original golden moment, or like then using their referral code or their promo code to claim these. So it could be 50-50, right? Like 50% of these could just instantly be claimed before it's even dropped to the public, and then the public has a chance to win these. And the people that were whitelisted, they're only allowed to have one, maybe one of each rarity, or who knows? I have no idea. So it won't matter. Yeah, no, bro. Romulan looks badass, but not for the price. Exactly. For 120 gems, it does not look good. 100,000 OMI or a Star Trek ship. I'll take 10,000 OMI instead of a Star Trek ship. All these patterns with Veve make me think that we might get another 10,000 comic this December, or 1,000 comic this December. Yeah, they could, and I do think it'd be cool if they did it on another comic, kind of like ASM 252, where it's more of an iconic comic for a certain storyline or a certain like cameo, rather than like a major FA or something like that. So, because that was the first time that Spider-Man wore the black suit, but it's not like a genuine FA. It's the first time we saw the symbiote. But I don't know. I mean, it would be cool if we got another 1,000 comic, but I hope by then we handle the bots, right? If that's the case, bots are gonna get the majority of those. I just load 500 gems. Let's go. What's up, my collectibles? Hope you're doing well, dude. I watched a little bit of your stream. I was busy with other stuff, but dude, you're stoked. You're excited. So was I for the golden moments, dude. Dude, you're gonna get so much value in this drop alone. It's actually kind of crazy how much value you get for this drop. It's a 3-in-1, right? I mean, you win this, you get the golden moment. You get airdropped another golden moment. Then you're given a promotional code for another, like Mickey series drop. Which and this is, I think by far, other than Steamboat Willie, I've been kind of heard from people in the community, like this is the second most iconic like Mickey look. Like there's Steamboat Willie, which is his first original ever. And then there's like the Sorcerer Mickey, because that was with Fantasia, and that's that was a big deal back then. So, and this is like the more, and there's, you know, band leader Mickey and all that stuff. But like when it comes to iconic imagery of Mickey, like Steamboat Willie and Sorcerer Mickey are, I think, are the top two from what I've heard. I could be wrong, and if I am wrong, let me know. Ooh, I'm behind on chat. Nobody's saying the new Mickey Sorcerer. I figured. Not the Mickey hat. Yep. What percentage of Star Trek opening night audience is still alive? Star Trek's opening night audience is still alive. What do you mean? Boomer drop for real? Yeah. I meant the new FT. Yeah. But Star Trek movies came about 8 years after Star Wars. Yeah, the movies came about after Star Wars. The shows have been around for, gosh, what was the first, the original series? That came out in the 60s? So obviously before the Star Wars movies. So Star Trek movies 1 and 2 and 3 were freaking awesome on the big screen. Star Trek 1 equals 1 feature? I don't know. Fro Ecomi, what's up, dude? Afternoon vibes. Good luck on tomorrow and Friday's drop. I'm not going for tomorrow's drop. Not for 120 gems. If it was 40 gems, I'd probably go for it. If it was 60, no. 40 is probably the max I'd pay for it, like out of the box or out of the blind box, right? Star Trek was a 1966 TV show, NBC. Yeah, it was the show, but like the movies, I think didn't come out till much later. Space 1999? No, I don't remember that one. Say Saturday night. What about Battlestar Galactica? Great show. I didn't watch the original series, but I watched the like early 2000s like version. Great show. By far, that is the first show I ever watched that I was like genuinely addicted to. And that was kind of the time when Netflix was like relatively new. I remember watching it on, that was the first show I ever like just binged, where I would literally stay up to like 3 in the morning. I had football practice the next morning at like 6:30, like weights, and I had to wake up. I remember staying up till 3 a.m. I was like going to practice on like 3 hours of sleep. I did that for like a week until I finished the whole show, or like all the seasons. Steamboat Willie doesn't say sound effects, just weird. Yeah, that is kind of weird. Would be nice if they're a bit more consistent with that. I had the Space 1999 toys. I don't know. Still give my mom a hard time for giving away all my toys. I mean, I had everything too. I just remember having the ship and all the characters. I guess they're just talking about it's Star Wars. I had everything though. The AT Walker was the most expensive toy. Thoughts on the Veve logo? My opinion is the key for many things airdrops. Yeah, it's, well, first off, it's the first ever Veve exclusive. It's the first time Veve as an IP is dropped on Veve. You know, it doesn't sound like it's that big of a deal, but it's like their platform. Literally, Veve could add whatever utility they wanted to if you own the Veve logo, right? You get whitelisted for certain things, like you said. Airdrops, being whitelisted for future drops, being able to attend Veve parties, much more, not tied to any IP, freedom to play. Exactly. They could do literally whatever they want for it. They could even possibly do a thing where you get unlikely, but if you started getting like kind of learning about this a bit myself, but you start getting like royalties or start getting like you know, I doubt that would ever happen, but yeah, you would definitely have some sort of value for holding it, because Veve could literally do whatever they want. The 1000 comic will be Secret Wars 8 potentially. What up, G? What's up? remember begging like actually, let's go back here. I know we're just still staring at this page. We're begging like a mofo for that AT walker. The info on how the drop works was wrong in my live stream. You don't need to hold the lamp to get the airdrop. Just need to land the drop and that's what I figured. I thought that's what it said, that you need to land the drop to get it. But I think that's why and like I said, it's a push and pull, because out of 10,000 there's gonna be way less people listing it on the market because they need to win it on the drop. I guess you could still sell it. I don't me, I'm not taking that risk. Like I'm just, even if I wanted to sell it, I would still hold it because I just, not that I don't trust Veve, but I don't trust whatever, if it's an automated algorithm or if it's something's automated or they take a snapshot, like I'm not trusting it, to be quite frank. So it's like, I'd rather just hold it until it does drop. And even if I did want to sell it, I'd wait till then. Hey man, I haven't KYC. Are you still able to do drops and stuff? Like, or are you whatever? I was into Planet of the Apes and Action Jackson. Oof. Some of you guys are really telling your age on here. Austin, I would even rate Sorcerer and Mickey higher. I've been to Disney World multiple times and it's more Sorcerer and Mickey merch. Yeah, that's what I've figured. Yeah, I would say, yeah, for the common, for, you know, probably the common fans or your normies, your whatever people, I would assume Sorcerer Mickey's up there, but like for hardcore collectors, I would assume, I could be wrong, Steamboat Willie's up there. Once minted, you can sell the lamp. Okay, gotcha. Even then, I still wouldn't sell it because you don't get any of the airdrop stuff. So I mean, I guess you could just still buy it because you want the whole set, but at the same time, I'm not taking that chance. Like, even if I wanted to sell it, I'm not taking that chance. Because if I don't get my airdrops and I sell the lamp, they could still maybe give it to me. But if they already gave it to the guy that had my lamp originally, A, they're either gonna have to take it away from him or just add more. And that increases the supply that already exists, which I'm not sure. I don't know. Something I just don't want to deal with. Star Trek right now. So I've only watched like 2 episodes of like the original Star Trek. I'm a huge Star Trek fan. I've actually watched all of them except for the original series. But I think I've seen enough of the memes online and a lot of snippets of different shows and stuff that can like understand the gist of the original series. It was just like too campy and too cringy for me to like watch it all the way through, to be quite honest. And the newer Star Trek stuff I don't like. I did hear, what's it called? Is it called Brave New World? Not Brave New World, that's a book. But whatever the new Star Trek, the brand new one is, not Discovery, I heard that one's like all right. So I might have to check that one out. But I stopped watching Discovery like halfway to season 2 because it was just, nah. Yeah, this is clear a huge drop. Congratulations to KYC accounts. Fantasia Mickey looks beautiful. It is great. Dude, I really want the, it's strange, but it's like, I want the uncommon. I mean, Secret Rare is great too, don't get me wrong, but it's like, could I get the uncommon? Did you ever get your AF15 vibes? No, I have not. I still do not have AF15. I'll buy it at some point. Kind of need to get paid first. Let's just say that before I can go out and buy one. The meme says you have to hold. Did it change? That's what my Collectibles is saying, is that once you're minted, you can sell the lamp. Even if it does say that, I still don't trust whatever automated thing they have going on. Like I wouldn't trust it. I think it said you have to wait for the snapshot for the reservation ticket. I don't. It's amazing. Don't get me wrong. It's amazing. But if you guys are not financial advice, but maybe for your own sake, if you do want to sell your lamp, like just don't sell it until you get all of your airdrop stuff. We all need that third wish. Don't sell. Exactly. A third wish. Why only 2 out of 3? What's going on here? You should be able to get that airdrop if you are the original minter. Yeah, I think that's how it works. Vibes not for nothing, but are you watching the UFC this weekend? What's up? Kimzetsky. Mo Fresh, I'll like watch at UFC if it's on. Like if I'm already at a bar or if I'm with friends or something like that, like I'll watch it. Like I'm not gonna go out of my way to watch it or take time off or like, oh god, I need to set aside, you know, an hour today to watch UFC. My little brother's really into UFC, so he does kind of like hit me up occasionally, like, hey, are you gonna watch this fight? Or, you know, maybe he'll send me a YouTube video that has like the highlights of the fight. But other than that, I don't. Nothing against it. I just don't really care to watch it. After the third wish, the lamp should be burned. Interesting. I don't know about that. Because the lamp didn't just disintegrate, right? When he did 3 witches, it just became inert until it got like a new owner. I'm trying to remember like how like the genie lamp actually worked. But yeah, I mean the whole burn mechanic. I mean now that apparently Veve is entertaining the idea of like burning and getting exclusive drops and or collectibles out of doing that, I think that's super cool. And that's what's going to help not only make the collectibles that are being burned go up in price, because obviously there's less of them in supply, but also whatever those new collectibles that you're going to get by burning them are going to be cool too. What I really hope happens is that you either burn a whole set of a comic and then you get a exclusive cover, and the only way to get is obviously by burning a set. And if you burn multiple sets, you just keep getting them, right? If you wanted to. Because that's rough. You got to burn a common, uncommon, rare, ultra rare, secret rare, and then you get a holographic cover, or you get a cover that's animated or something like that. That'd be really, really cool. If owners of lamps don't mint the Mickey, will the Mickeys be burnt and held in store, or will the offers go out to those that didn't get the lamp for the remaining? So that's what I'm trying to figure out, because there's like 17,000, 18,000-ish Mickeys, and there's only 10,000 lamps. So what I assume is that you'll be limited to one account, or like just like one promo code, which lets you play the drop once, or maybe you buy it in the store. I have no idea. So I'm not sure how that would play out, to be quite honest. I mean, this is literally the first time we've ever done something like this, where you get a promo code for an exclusive drop, which is super interesting. And it's cool that Veve can do this, right? Now there's promo codes for dedicated drops, so I could definitely see this being a thing for what's it called, like con exclusives, right? And that was another thing that David you talked about. Like, he was kind of not disappointed, but I think at Decon London, a lot of people were going for the drops and like hardly any of them won, even though a lot of people were new users. I could tell he was kind of like, took the win out of his sales, where he saw so many people like lose and they're just like, oh, okay, I didn't win, like whatever. And that's why he's trying to push for, you know, queue system or like waitlist sooner rather than later. I don't mind if we do waitlist. I kind of hope it's only for con events. I don't mind doing waitlist for con events because, you know, cons are pretty cool, and I do think new users should have a chance. But I do think for the majority of drops that aren't con exclusive or for conventions, they should just be normal, in my opinion. Like, I do think waitlist should be good for new users to make them have a chance, because they're not familiar with all the nuance of clicking here and doing that and tapping as fast as you can. And who knows, maybe the Wi-Fi at the convention center is like god awful, or maybe they just have terrible signal and they just don't have a chance. So I do like waitlist for conventions. But yeah. If owners of lamps don't mint the Mickey, yeah, so I already answered that. I'm not sure. I assume everyone that won a lamp gets one shot at the blind box drop. Maybe you have another chance when they release it to the public, but I think they're going to release whatever's left to the public. I said that on my collectible stream, but the lamp just becomes dull and less shiny. It doesn't become destroyed. I watched the clip of the movie at the end. Good, we got something to confirm it. You know what'd be funny is if you had the opportunity to fulfill your third wish, whatever it is, right? The third wish being, oh, you get airdropped another golden moment, or you get airdropped just something random. And if you don't cash that in, that lamp still lights up. It's still animated. It still does its thing. So at that point, you almost kind of get two different NFTs, right? You get like the dull lamp and like the still animated lamp. See, those are the kind of things that I think could make a NFTs like really stand out, or kind of like a collectible thing. That's how you get certain collectors of things like in this kind of community. What kind of came to mind is, I don't know if you guys are familiar with like Yu-Gi-Oh cards or anything like that, like collecting or playing the game. But I actually never really played myself, but I just watched a YouTube video on it about like the most collectible cards or whatever. And one of them was a card that was printed one way, And I don't know if there was a misprint or if they changed something about it or whatever it was. But the new version of the card that the company had was actually like weaker in some ways. So what they basically asked people to do is said, hey, if you, and this was in what, the early 2000s or whatever, and they basically sent out a letter, or they basically in the magazine or whatever, they said, hey, if you mail us this card, we'll mail you back the new card with the new version, which was weaker. So a lot of people just didn't do it. But because only like a few hundred people out of probably, you know, hundreds of thousands that owned this card actually took advantage of that in that like small time window, like those cards became like absurdly expensive, because even though the card was weaker, it's just so rare because only a few people actually took advantage of it. Trying to remember what the card was. Part of me thinks it's like Dark Magician related, not entirely sure, but because it was like a mail-in rebate thing, right? Like you had to like mail it in, you get something back in a way. But only because so few people did it, because people were just willingly exchanging the card for it to be weaker. A lot of people just didn't do it. So it's same thing kind of applies here, I think, potentially. Like, all right, do you want to take your third wish, or do you want to just like not do it and still keep the animation and the look or whatever, right? If you land a lamp, you land profit 100%, 2 NFTs for the price of 1. Not sure I would mint the Mickey for 60 though. That's the thing, it will go under to 40. Look at the rest. Just tweeted it out. Oh, you just tweeted out that you would like clarity. I think so too. I mean, some of the stuff is, sometimes these Medium articles aren't very good. Like we saw earlier, like sometimes it says, you know, I mean, we can literally see right here. Like sometimes it says animated effects, but are these other ones also animated? We don't know. And also it doesn't, someone said earlier that for Steamboat Willie, it didn't say animated or effects either. It was just dropped. And Veve, I remember Veve used to do that. I mean, there was a certain point where like Veve just stopped saying if stuff was animated. Like, cause I know the Disney emoji drops with all like the evil, like, with all the evil characters, it didn't say animated or anything. Same thing with the kit car. Like all those things are animated technically, but it didn't say it at all in the Medium article. So it's just weird that either even when it says it's animated, it's hard to believe if it is. And then even if it doesn't say it's animated, it's hard to also believe that it's not animated. I don't know, it's weird. Glass Golden Moments never peaked. They are trying to make this one top. Yep. If I land the lamp on drop, I'm definitely hodling. I have a hard time selling off great pieces. First one of its kind. Yeah, and especially since it's 10,000, which I think is a good middle ground. It's not, you know, 13, 14,000 like some of the older Golden Moments, but it's not incredibly hard to attain either. I would definitely mint the Mickey if I had the chance. They had a hat from Sorcerer Mickey and Hollywood Studios. He's the star of the big show there. Sorcerer Mickey's popular. Yes, sir. If you sell the lamp after minting it before the 9th airdrop date, do you get the original airdrop or not? Basically, does the original minter have to be holding the lamp on 9th to get airdrop, I asked. Okay, cool. Third wish was debunked already? Sorry. You know what, they're just saying that. They're just saying that. Don't believe anything they say. That's my wish. It keeps the lamp value up with the mystery utility lingering. A flipper's dream, yeah. I'd be careful on selling the lamp. There are so many variables that could happen, like an announcement for utility at D23. Yes, sir. No flip for utility. You have to mint. Gotcha. Everyone want to mint a 40 gem drop with this much utility? Good luck, yeah. Only the lowest rarity is minted. Or no, only the lowest rarity is animated. Really? Okay, so for this drop, for a second, I don't know why, but I completely brain farted. I thought you meant like the genie lamp. I'm like, wait, so only like the number 41 is like animated? But no, that's not the case. Okay, so only this one's animated. Okay, that's good to know. Like I said, I do think the price predictions from top to bottom, like Secret Rare is going to be the most expensive, followed by the uncommon, and then the ultra rare is probably going to be the cheapest. Will it go under retail? I have no idea. It's hard to tell. I mean, Sorcerer Mickey is super, super iconic, like everyone's been saying in chat. Whoops, I realized it just was not showing any of this. So yeah, Secret Rare Mickey, most expensive, because it also looks different too. Different platform, is trying to cast a spell in the bucket. This one he's like on an iceberg, and this one he's also on an iceberg, but it's animated. Interesting that this one also has the kind of like the what do you call it, like the movie. All the other Mickey series things have this like platform right here, but this one doesn't. This one doesn't either. So I do think Secret Rare is going to be the one everyone wants, but I mean, followed very, very, very closely by the uncommon too. All good, bud. Real Skeet? Yes, sir. Let me prove it. 70 people watching and 42 likes. Let's get those likes up, people. That's definitely Skeet. Seems like the common is the only one animated. Cool way to add value to the lowest level versions moving forward. Uncommon, yeah. She said you don't need to hold the lamp to get the airdrop. You just need to land the drop. Oh, nice. In spaces. No, I think you said that. I don't know. Again, I'm still holding it. Like, if you meant when you get the airdrop, you can sell the lamp. Perf. Thank you guys. Flipper's dream. That's the case. Yeah, I agree. MC, they would be going for 10 to 15 gems if no animation. Yeah, those would be going for very, very cheap. 40 gem golden moment, no chance of under retail for flippers. Yeah, especially since you get airdropped another golden moment and then you're essentially given a ticket to buy the new Mickey stuff. I think I might pull the trigger on some of this Mickey stuff, because I do think these will do pretty well, but we'll see. Cool. Holy moly, I'm actually caught up with chat. Let's go. Let's see if the prices are actually up to date now on Ecomi Wiki. Let's see. Let's just refresh this. I think we can just go here and go back to the graph. So yeah, golden moments have had a huge pump. Unsurprisingly. I'll hold it 2 vibes. Yeah, honestly, okay, let me rephrase. It's definitely going to come down to a game time decision. Part of me just wants to hold on to it, but part of me also thinks here, it's like, look, I could just sell it at the top and rebuy it at the bottom, right? Everyone's thinking insane. Everyone's thinking that, including myself, because that's been basically the formula for every single NFT that has been released in the last 8 months, right? Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. All these Disney drops will do well. I think so too. It's just funny that the golden moment is worth less than the Mickey like series drops. It's so weird. What do you think of no more golden moments? In my opinion, the prices will rise now, slowly but surely. We'll see. Again, I really think all these drops that we have, they're all great. And in my collectibles, you already know my stance on this. Like, we just need more people, more money on the app. Like, I just don't think we legitimately have enough money on the app right now to support a lot of stuff, especially since, you know, we get new tasty drops all the time, right? Like, if we get a first appearance, gosh, I don't know what other stuff we get. Wolverine, if we get a first appearance, Yoda, we get a first appearance. Just trying to think of like all the IPs that we have going on. Like a first appearance, I think there's a lot of DC characters too. We could get, because we already got Flash. What's left? Like Aquaman. We could get like some of the bad guys, like Bane. I think a first appearance Bane would do pretty well. Like, I mean, there's just so many more FAs and so many more characters and IPs and stuff that we are going to get over the next 6 months to like a year, that people are going to sell stuff, and some of those things are going to be golden moments. But we just need more money on the app, to be honest. So I do think the price, I do think the floor, there will be new floors because of this, because will Cogsworth ever hit 51 gems again? Like basically going below box price? Maybe, but unlikely, now that we know that there's no more golden moments. I'll flip the lamp so I can make a roast video if I don't get the airdrop for views. Yeah. Moon Boy convention over here today. Hell yeah. I think golden moments are going to be the S&P 500 of the market now. That there is a end like it was before Valentine's trade drop. Somewhat. The S&P 500 is kind of like a good indicator of like general market sentiment and like kind of like where interest rates are going in a sense. I agree, Diamond. But like when we were looking at the market, right, during the drop, or like just January, February, March, April, like those 3 months, golden moments were actually going up while everything else was going down. So it's almost kind of like, I think I'm trying to think, like what are better indicators? I think somewhat better indicators are like, I don't think you can look at like one grouping of NFTs. You have to look at some of the more, kind of like the grails. I would say like looking at Todd or Superman or Walt, some of those things, I think those are kind of more telling. I'm trying to think of like another FA, because obviously too, you also want to look at big pieces at varying price levels. So like Vader could be like the new kind of like benchmark of like where the kind of market sentiment is going, because grouping all the golden moments together, that's kind of tough. But I get what you mean, Diamond Inc. That makes a lot of sense. MC, do you have a screenshot of Alex saying that, or was that in Spaces? We still have Disney Castle and Cinderella that hasn't dropped. Yeah, there's so much stuff that we have Disney-wise that has yet to be dropped. So I don't like, this is good for golden moments, but will the prices just constantly just go up at a steady stream? Some of them might. Some will just get dumped just because there's a new shiny drop that's going to happen that just happens to be the same price, right? Cogsworth is up at what? 102 gems, and let's say it stays at 100 for the next month. All of a sudden there's another Star Trek drop for 120 gems, and people are like, oh my god, I need to have that, and they sell this. Like, totally unlikely, but diamond moments incoming, so be careful. Diamond moments, platinum moments, like you got golden moments, that's pleb tier. Platinum moments, and all they're gonna do is just dump on all of our golden moments. It's gonna be platinum moments, and we're gonna be like, what were we thinking spending all that money on golden moments? What were we thinking? Spaces today right after my live stream, and then everyone in there confirmed it. Cool. I trust my collectibles. He would never lie. He would never pump his bags. He would never feed misinformation. Hey, Dino, thank you for the Iron Man. Dope, man. Let's go. What about, let's say iron. Bronze moments, silver moments. Let's go. Got you, fam. You got it? Hell yeah. Are Girl Comics the NASDAQ? I would say that's more accurate to say. Maybe looking at the secret rare and the ultra rares. Because I think what you want to see is like, are some of the, not even the whales, because like the thing I like about like secret rare comics and stuff is that it's not just whales that own them. It's majority whales, I would assume, but there's a lot of people that want it on drop that are also trying to get like the best price possible, or are also just genuinely hodling it. So it's a good combination of like your average person that just got lucky on the drop, and then also your whale. And it's like, all right, how many people are actually trying to like liquidate right now and all that stuff? So I could see that. I can kind of get behind that. Marvelous Packs. Walt, your mom is the NASDAQ. Let's go. Leave my mother alone. Bronze moments next time. Wood moments. Styrofoam moments. Let's go, dude. Styrofoam moments. We used to make those jokes all the time in like, you know, competitive leagues for like League of Legends or Call of Duty. Whenever there's a video game, whenever there's like a multiplayer video game with like different leagues or levels where there's like, oh, there's like gold, silver, you know, bronze, people would go like, oh, your wood league or like your styrofoam league, like even lower and lower and lower. Like you're so bad, you're below the lowest league possible. And so it's like wood league, paper mache league, like just clay league, you know, all kinds of stuff. We are still so early. I think they will improve the drop sizes and prices continually. They really seem to listen to the community. I do think so too. I think everyone has noticed that the drops have changed drastically. I mean, you look at Doc Ock, and I mean, that thing still hasn't sold out, I think. But like, honestly, if that drop happened, you know, January, February, March, April, like during that time, that thing would have been 50, 60,000 mints minimum. Like, it would have been a ton of mints. And I don't remember how many there were total, but I know it's way less than that. Plutonium moments, an explosive drop. Put it in a showroom, you accidentally drop it, it just explodes all of your other NFTs, and they just wipe them out from your vault. I could see that. My God, Vibes, it's been like a year. I wonder how fast we're all flipping out of these. We'll see. Flipping out of these? I think we're still like absurdly early, guys. And like the more I've kind of seen everything unravel, and like, don't get me wrong, like Veve's doing a lot of great stuff. We're getting a lot of bullish information in alpha, but it's like, I'm talking early in the sense of utility of NFTs, it integrating with just like society as a whole, us just getting mainstream, people actually understanding. Because I don't know, some of you guys might have seen this video that another content creator, not in the Veve community, but like in the comic book community, was talking about NFTs. He was kind of like smack talking Veve and kind of like the community and all that stuff. Big time comic book collector. Some of you guys might know who I'm talking about. I forgot his name. He seems like a cool guy, but he's just speaking from like, he just doesn't know a lot about NFTs in general, or about Veve comics and how they're officially licensed by Marvel and all this stuff. And I mean, you got to think about it. It's like, you can just think about it too. It's like, what is Marvel more likely to support long term? Old comics that they can't get royalties on anymore because people can now sell AF-15 for $10 million and Marvel doesn't see a penny of that money, or all these new digital comics that are done in limited runs that they get royalties on, and you can actually get some cool like physical counterparts or some utility, whatever it is. Like, I think Marvel's more likely to give incentives to the digital stuff that they get royalties on forever, rather than physical collectibles. So they're still going to do the physicals, but I don't know. I was almost going to make a video kind of like making counterpoints to what he was saying, or at least like why Veve like comics are so awesome, because there's no way for comics to replicate the grading system that there is physically, right? Like, you can't just hold on to an NFT Veve comic for 60 years and keep it in pristine condition, and you know, there's just no way of doing that. So the way we replicate rarity is by having less mints total, like 10,000 mints instead of 30,000 mints, having different rarities, having different unique mint numbers, having airdrops, having different exclusive covers. Like, there's so many different things that, you know, NFTs kind of have to do to kind of mimic you know, rarity. And the nice thing about that is that there's different avenues of it, right? You can either be a mint hunter, or you can collect every secret rare. You can want to collect whole sets. There's so many different things you can do. So it's the same but different. And honestly, the two, I've shown Veve to two different comic book store people. One guy was super excited. The other guy liked the idea. He couldn't just like wrap his head around digital thing. But one guy was like, dude, this is like really cool. And I like the fact that you can spend $7 and you get a random comic, and you could totally get a secret rare, or even if you get a common, you can get like a lucky mint number, and then all of a sudden it's worth like, you know, 1,000 gems. Like that, all that stuff can totally happen. Electra must be Dogecoin then? You mean Doge Elon Musk. Doge Elon Musk. That's what Electra is. Might be more real to compare Chinese markets, not USA. Oh, dude, I don't know. I still don't know like all the nuance to it, but I know like the whole Chinese like housing market and like the banks and stuff are all just totally going under right now, because God, I forgot the name of the company that was supposed to build all these houses, and they literally never built these houses. They just kept on. They got money from, you know, from these users, and they were also using these unbuilt homes as assets, or as basically collateral for these bank loans. And so they were getting money for these loans to build houses, which they were never building. And so I don't know. It's a whole thing. You guys should definitely look it up on YouTube if you're interested, but it's just too much to explain on this stream. Sand moments are for noobs. I called it silver bronze. Yeah. Aluminum moments. Let's go. Styrofoam moments. When you move them in the vault, they slowly fall apart. 100% obnoxiously early. Yeah, I think if we're talking like mainstream and like Veve's gonna be a household name and all that stuff, What? Okay, at how soon? And I'm just asking you guys just in general. Maybe I'll do a post or do a thing. Be a household name. How do I hate it how it won't let me add more options because the way this is set up. Hold on. Damn. Think I got it. Damn. This like little extension I have is like blocking me from adding well, let me ask this. Let me just ask this. So how soon do you guys think Veve will be like a household name? And holy moly, I'm way behind on chat. Is this right? Oh, no. This is, wow. Sorry, I just refreshed everything. Okay, I'm not as far behind as I thought. How soon do you guys think Veve will be a household name? Are we talking like 1 to 2 years, maybe 3 years? Are we talking 3 to 5 years? 5 to 8 years? 8 years plus? Like, how long do you guys think it'll take for Veve to become a household name? Like, and this is a lot of things, right? Licensors are giving mass utility to their consumers. They're advertising it publicly. And if the stigma NFTs has been kind of like dissolved, it's been openly welcomed. It's been kind of either heavily integrated and encouraged, or at least completely separated from like crypto. I don't know, like a lot of things need to happen, but like how soon do you guys think like, oh, Veve is a household name, where now it's like people are just talking about it casually, almost like Amazon or any other big thing? Veve is keeping 90 lamps. What's up? Out of 10,000? It's not bad. I mean, it's less than 1%, right? Final golden moments tier list, my guy. Yeah, we could do that. I mean, I probably won't do it until after the drop, so we can actually see like what the prices are doing and all that stuff. But sorry, I actually skipped this. Is the Coke can 10 moment? Maybe. I could see that. Coke can animated. Why so low dollar amount? Yeah. Marvel is Disney, and they're all about them buku bucks. Yes, sir. I think maybe BlackRock was the company. BlackRock. Oh, I don't know. Someone needs to Photoshop Lenetra's outfit on a golden moment. We talk about the golden age of Veve, but personally, I think we're still in it. Only been like 2 years. Yeah, it's only been like 2. I mean, that's the golden age is like the earliest moment, right? Or like the earliest point. So I would say it's hard to say like when the golden age is like ended. Veve, I think we're still in it, to be quite honest. I would say until we start getting like, I'm talking mass advertising from Veve and or Disney, Marvel, Star Wars, DC, all the other big things, and like we start genuinely getting hundreds of thousands of users, like genuine hundreds of thousands of users, then I think at that point the golden age is kind of over, because now there's so many people on the app, and like the floors of a lot of things are going to slowly rise up. You're going to have less opportunities to just get stuff cheap. You know, cheap as now, but I want me a Mondo Megabit NFT, but they're pricey. Oof. A Mondo Megabit NFT. What the heck is that? 8+ years. Marvelous Pex is 3 to 5 years. I think it's somewhere in between what you guys were saying. If I had to guess, it's probably closer to like 6 to 7 years, like right smack in the middle of what you guys are saying, but it's so hard to tell. Honestly, I really think it's going to come down to big companies that are, because right now it's a kind of a stigma, right, to openly admit that you're like doing NFTs, right? Like Star Trek got slammed for it. Call of Cthulhu community was like upset that like they were doing NFTs and stuff like that. Even though Disney did that one article that said like they were supporting a bunch of companies that were doing like AR, VR, like crypto and NFTs and all that stuff. They didn't say that like they are doing it. They're just helping these companies grow. But if Disney starts openly saying to their public or to, like to their huge major fan base, like, by the way, like we've been releasing NFTs, we're gonna give it utility, you guys can buy them, all that stuff. Like that will definitely accelerate the rate of like when Veve becomes a household name. Because if that just like never happens, like it's gonna take a super long time. But because Veve can only reach so far, it's all word of mouth right now, but like, I mean, the reach of all these big IPs is, you know, literally millions of people. Funko was founded in 1998 and is now everywhere. Some things don't happen overnight. Imagine the long-term potential. Yeah, exactly. You know, part of the reason why Funko got so big is because what, they started attaching themselves to a bunch of other big IPs: Star Trek, Star Wars, Game of Thrones, Lego, Spider-Man, Marvel, like literally everything, like literally any IP or sci-fi, fantasy, like literally anything you can think of, any kind of form of entertainment. Like Funko Pop probably has there's probably a Funko Pop on it. So I think that's what really helped them take off. 6 to 10 years, in my opinion, people still really hate NFTs. Just give my honest opinion. More education will improve the outlook. Yeah, and I think that education needs to, partly it's going to come through us, but we also need, like, because what's the big thing, right, of these NFTs for us? That they're officially licensed and that hopefully at some point in the future there's utility, right? Kind of like a reason to have it. And a big part of why people will like want to collect these is because it's eventually going to become super popular. So a big part of that, to accelerate that process, will be, we do kind of need the IPs to start giving out utility and advertising it. Like Marvel, or not Marvel, but like Veve can only do so much. And even then, like Veve can't just randomly give utility to these NFTs if the licensor doesn't want to do it. So it's going to be up to the licensors too at the end of the day. Now that we know Disney will do airdrops, makes me wonder if they will do any more. Kind of hype. True. This is kind of like an announced airdrop. So, I mean, yeah, I'd still consider it an airdrop, right? Like you get something for free for owning something else. And I guess the way I've always pictured airdrops is like something you own and you hold, and then boom, all of a sudden something's in your vault, or a tweet gets popped out that says like, hey, by the way, like as of like literally this minute, if you own this, you get an airdrop, and if you buy it after this tweet, you just missed out. Like it's too late. Until MCP and OMI to gems to OMI, does the golden age end? Mass marketing will be silver age. Yeah, I think OMI to gems, or crypto to OMI, or crypto to gems, whatever, however you want to say it, because it's all the same thing. Whether you do crypto to gems and then use those gems to buy something, or you do OMI to NFT, which is the same thing. You could sell something for OMI, whatever. Kind of no different. It's kind of hard to imagine that, because like I don't know what, because like what's Ethereum at right now? It's kind of hard to imagine that people are like, because ETH and OMI are both like really low right now compared to what they were even 6 months ago, right? 6 months ago, ETH was going for, back in April, ETH was going for 3.5K. Now it's half that price, less than half that price. So it's hard to imagine that like people are, I know it's all relative, but that people are going to cash out their ETH, let's say, for, because ETH right now is at like 1600, whatever. For 1600, where it's like, it's the same thing now, right? On Veve, where it's like, well, don't sell your Steamboat Willie for 800 because it was 10,000 at one point, or it was, you know, it was super high. Like, why sell it now? It's kind of the same thing with ETH. It's like, why trade in your ETH for NFTs now when, yeah, I don't know. It's going to be big. Don't get me wrong. Like, I do think there's going to be a lot of people that will cash out their crypto to NFTs or to gems and then buy stuff with those gems. But I don't know, like OMI's like really low right now. So is ETH. So What's funny is like, even if ETH doubled in price and all the NFTs like did more than double, I think people would still do that trade. I don't know. How long to take for the computer to be in every house? That took a while. But that's also like, we're so far ahead in technology that like everything just accelerates that much faster now, right? Because that was still like in the early ages, like home computers and stuff. I remember like, I think our first computer had like 8 megabits of RAM or something like that, like 6 like megabits of RAM, like super low. Now everyone has like 8 gigabytes like minimum of RAM like on their computer. I feel like I should just be doing it. If I'm not showing anything, I feel like I should just be doing this. 50 years for every computer, 50 years for every house computer. But now that technology has accelerated so fast, like now we can kind of, because now just technology has made everything so much more global. Now we can have things become global even faster. You know, we can reach people in different languages, different nations, different stuff, especially since this is all digital, right? Like nothing is physical. So that was another kind of reason for computers and probably some of those things to take a while, is because what you need all the physical parts to make the computer, the motherboard, the screen, monitor, the case, the everything. But because everything is NFTs, like literally all you need is a phone and some money somewhere, and now you can buy NFTs. So it's much quicker to have people own NFTs that are all digital than ship out magazines or whatever. I don't know. I see what you guys mean, but I don't like this music. I don't know why it plays. First computer was also the size of a house. Yeah, that was a long time ago. What do you mean by computer? Not Abacus? Yeah. Funko Pops are on Wax blockchain. Yeah, I saw that. I tried going for like the first like Wax drop, or like for Funko Pops, or no, it was like the DC ones or whatever. And I tried like making an account like 2 hours before the drop, which was a terrible idea. And like, of course my account didn't get created until after the drop because it just wasn't creating. And then I just gave up. ENIAC, first computer? I don't know. And throw in a few big influencers. Things can move a lot fast. That too. We start getting some influencers that have 100,000 subs, 1 million subs. Like now stuff can move very, very quickly. I mean, just look what Andre Jank has kind of done for the community. Like how many people came in because of him. I know Dino did. I'm still upset for Andre for doing that to the Veve community, bringing Dino over to us, but you know, it is what it is. Mike like, well, so 100 gems gets you 2 golden moments and a Mickey Fantasia. LFG. Yeah, dude. Hell yeah. And I was kind of surprised. Like the old golden moments were 60. This one's 40. It's like you're getting so much value out of this. I mean, I'm still going for the Fantasia drop because I do think, like, chances are you probably will land at least the uncommon, right? Ultra rare would, you know, kind of suck. Don't get me wrong, but secret rare is great too. Veve's doing just fine. Yes, I agree. It's just earlier than some people expect, right? We have a lot of time. I think some people are kind of panic buying or panic selling, or oh my god, this is the only opportunity. And it could be, who knows? Like maybe Walt will never touch below 5K again, and it's only going to go up from here. Who knows? But then again, you also have to kind of be realistic, and I definitely think KYC has definitely helped us realize, like, oh, there's not as many active people on the app as we thought originally. Which is a good thing. It means we're still early and there's still plenty of time to buy this stuff. Many of my NFTs sold because ETH went down 75% and I didn't adjust my prices. I will hold the ETH until next all-time high and be very happy. Exactly. So it's like, even if crypto to NFT, or what's more likely to happen is crypto to gem, because that's easier transfer. Crypto to gem, and then you use those gems to buy stuff, right? So it's gonna be crypto to gem, and then people will buy NFTs with those. And then so I think that's what's most likely gonna happen. So I agree with Rich Buddy here. I think some people are gonna wait for crypto to go up before they start cashing in to Veve. But there's still probably plenty of people that would do it even now. It just sucks that OMI, ETH, like literally everything is down right now. So it's just hard to imagine that people would sell their, you know, kind of like trade in their crypto. Hope I can meet William Shatner at a convention because I want a limited NFT's physical Funko of Captain Kirk. It'd be nice to get a signature. Yeah, dude, that would be cool. William Shatner's great. I've like I said, I've watched a couple episodes of the original Star Trek, but not too much. Not too much. Again, it was just too campy and just too whatever for me to like really enjoy. But yeah, I mean, it's nice to be back, guys. I know we've been streaming for a little over 2 hours now. 76 viewers, 51 likes. Let's go. It's nice to be back, and I will make videos. I will probably make a new Golden Moments tier list, probably like Saturday or Sunday. Like wait for the lamp and the Disney D to like actually release to see how well it does price wise. Same thing with the, gosh, what was I gonna say? I do want to do a comic book one as well, but again, that one's gonna take the most time because there's so many comics, and I'm probably just gonna focus on the FAs because there's so many just like random comics or just like storyline comics that just aren't valuable. So it's harder to do a tier list on that. It's only one payment of 40 for the lamp and the D. The other 60 is if you want to buy the Mickey at the time you get your ticket. Yeah. Going for tomorrow's drop to practice for Golden Moment. Just let the timer run out. I don't think tomorrow's going to be inaccurate. Not a lot of people are going to be going for tomorrow's drop because it's just too expensive. I will say this. You'll pretty much be guaranteed to at least get the buy button and land the drop. If you're gonna buy, that's up to you. To only get the OMI, get out of here with that. There it is. It's just 120 gems for this drop, dude. It's just too much. I love Star Trek, but this is just too much. 120 gems. And I think at this point, pretty much all but the ultra rare ships are pretty much at box price or like well below box price at this point. Whoops. Let me do this so you guys can actually see. 120 gems is just too much. And even though there's less than 6,000, like you're gonna be able to land the drop. It's just whether you want to go for it or not. Watch Star Trek: The Motion Picture, the first movie. All right, I'll have to check that out. So you getting 2 golden moments for 40? Yeah. I'm trying to sell 2 rare AF15 and 1 uncommon AF15 to get more gems and buy an ultra rare AF15. Thoughts? That's up to you, dude. It's so hard to tell. Well, like, oh, what's better? Two rares and an uncommon for an ultra rare. Yeah, that's hard to tell. It's not a terrible move, but it's just a lot of liquidating, right? And the chance to buy a Mickey for 60 for 7 days. So it's for 7 days. Okay. And that's the thing, is I think the first day that if you go for the drop, the first day it comes out, that's gonna be the highest price Mickeys are gonna be, I think. Because people are gonna have a 7-day head start to buy it before the public does, right? Or even if you are able to buy multiples, it's no different. More people would have went for it if they didn't announce this drop. Oh, for the Star Trek one? Oh, for sure. But even at 120, people still would not have gotten it. Even without the Disney announcement or anything like that, people still would not have gone for the drop. Like I said, I think tomorrow, I'd be surprised if more than 1,800 people go for this. Like, when you look in the store, it's gonna say editions left, it's gonna say 4,000. Like, I'd be surprised if more than 2,000 get sold. I don't think it will even matter the method. Friday's drop is going to be very difficult to get, whether it's spamming the button or waiting for the timer to count down. For me, spam has always worked for collectibles. Comics, that's never worked for me because it stays gray and it like doesn't register until you like let go of the button and not click it again for like half a second or something weird. I don't know. I've had the worst luck recently on the 10K comic drops. I've been 0 for 2 on Amazing Fantasy 15 as well as ASM 300. You're going to win, so how is that practice? Yeah, that's kind of what I was saying. Like, it's not ideal. There's actually apps and websites that people have to like practice drops and stuff. So V'ger, what do you mean? Voyager? V'ger? I don't know what you mean by that, Flint. Or am I reading that incorrectly? Should have at least made the mint 1987 for the year the next generation came out. Then it would possibly still be above retail at 120. Even then, it might go below retail at, yeah, like 1,987 mints. I agree. But again, it's up to the licensor, probably. I know David Yu, I don't know if he says he always, I know he says he has to say in the mint numbers every time, like pretty much every drop he has to say in the mint numbers. But I'm curious if he's actually the one that comes up with the numbers, or he just kind of gives like some very heavy-handed like recommendations on what they should do. Like, did David Yu actually write off on saying like, look, 5,888 is perfect, or did he say like, look, you need like 3,000 maybe 4, and Star Trek was like, nah, we're gonna do like 6,000, like, can you get us closer to like 6? We want more money out of this. And they're like, okay, we can do 5,888. Who knows? Who knows what the hell's going on behind the scenes? We don't know. Screw the Star Trek ride, give me the Thanos copter. Thanos copter. I feel like that's a weird innuendo potentially. Am I reading that incorrectly? Is basically Star Trek 1, 1979's plot. I don't know what that is. I haven't seen Star Trek 1, like that movie. That's probably why I'm misreading that. Oof. Well, anything else you guys want to talk about? I am going to be heading off here in a few minutes. Give me a sec. I'm gonna look this up. Let's do this. Perfect timing. The song ended. Sorry. V'ger is Voyager 6. V'ger. Okay. Now we know. V'ger. I'm like, I haven't seen that movie, so I don't know, but I might check it out now. I had a sudden realization. D23 is from the 9th through the 11th. That is only Friday's drop on the 9th, so we might get more huge drops during Saturday and Sunday. Very true. Very true. We could get a V'ger drop. We could. Unlikely, but Unanu sub vibes. V'ger's the antagonist to Star Trek, the motion picture. Okay, it's funny because when I looked it up, there was also like a Star Trek like online thing. Maybe that's also in the MMO. Maybe it's new. I don't know. Anyway. Ooh, that's bright. V'ger. They initially said they did not determine mint size and that David said they have input in it. Okay, cool. Okay. V'ger has been in news a lot lately. V'ger, okay. I mean, they have it in Star Trek Online. I mean, I just looked it up and there were some like YouTube videos from the last couple months in Star Trek Online, so maybe that's it. I don't know. It's good to see you, bro. How was real life getting on your setting for the job? Yeah, I'm still setting. Probably gonna keep setting for the next 2 months at least. Earth satellite that floated for centuries and came back as a giant spaceship. Ah, okay. Voyager satellite. Space Dust covered it up. Space Dust covered up some of the name. So it was V'ger. Oh my god. Oh, man. When did that movie come out? 1970 something? 1979. What other movies came out good in 1979? All Quiet on the Western Front, Star Trek The Motion Picture, Salem's Lot. I don't know how, like, dude, sometimes I just get off on a tangent like this and I start just like movies that came out. I just did movies from 1979 here so you guys can see a bit better. All Quiet on the Western Front, Over the Edge. I don't remember Over the Edge. See if there's any movies here I remember seeing. The Warriors. Captain America, let's go. Dude, this is the Captain America we need to be watching. Ravagers. The Glove. Prophecy. I'm just ranting off random ones. Alien. Dude, Alien was great. More American Graffiti? Huh. Doesn't sound as good as the original American Graffiti. Alright, that's enough. Hey man, what's up? Unrelated to Veve, but you should play the Spider-Man game on your PC and stream it here if it's ever slow a few months from now. Yeah, I thought about doing like maybe a bit of gaming. There's a couple of games I do want to play on stream, but have it be a little bit more interactive with like you guys potentially. Maybe you guys have like input on like what I do. Decent movie, slow plot, but cool special effects. Okay. Second Star Trek movie was way better. Let's go. What's up, Energy? Star Trek 2 was the bomb. God! I remember that. God! Body Snatchers, Black Hole. Yeah. So I didn't remember that. I remember this, and this is why I like Star Trek, because Khan was essentially a genetically engineered like superhuman, right? He was just like super smart, super strong, and then it wasn't until later they kind of banned basically doing like genetically engineered humans. I forgot how they engineered them. I don't know if it was through, because they're not like metallic or bionic in any way. They were just like genetically altered to just be kind of superior than normal humans in many ways. And it wasn't until, and there was the eugenics war, and then after that, that's when it became banned to do anything kind of eugenics or you know, genetically related to humans and all that stuff. But they're still around, and they were kind of, I don't know. I don't remember the whole plot. It's been a while, but I know they touched upon that on Deep Space Nine, because Dr. Bashir, I believe, was also a like genetically modified person. And I really liked Deep Space Nine. Deep Space Nine, so it goes, use my left hand so you guys can see. Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, and these are just the ones that I've seen. So original Star Trek series isn't going to be on here. Discovery isn't going to be on here. So Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, Voyager, then God, what was the worst one? Worst one was probably, what's it called? Star Trek Enterprise, whichever the one was that was like very, very early warp days with like Captain Archer. That one was like okay, just not as good as the others. I think that's all the Star Treks that I've seen. Spider-Man 2 looks crazy. Let's go. It was in one of the original TV episodes. V'ger. The robot goes crazy and is programmed to wipe out all life it comes across. Come on. Yeah, apparently Venom is going to be in the second Spider-Man game, and they're making a Wolverine game as well. Let's go. It'd be awesome to see you play the Wolverine game since you're a huge fan. We'll see. I mean, I do. God, there's just so many things I want to do. Like, I want to buy stuff on Veve, but I also want to like upgrade my PC and I do a whole bunch of things as well, because my PC is old. My PC, I think, is pushing 8 or 9 years old at this point, and I have like replaced the CPU, like I've upgraded it. And I mean, it was a pretty high-end PC, but even a high-end PC 8 years ago just can't keep up with some of the newer games, and it just gets run down, and sometimes you just need to get a new one. Never watched it. Never watched Star Wars till Sabers came out. Really, Bob Sales? Wow. Dude, some people just aren't big nerds, right? And honestly, the whole nerddom thing didn't really become popular until the last, like, I'd say like 5 to 8 years. Definitely with like Star Trek, Star Wars, Dungeons and Dragons. Gosh, there's so many other like just shows and movies that have like really just actually made like nerdy things like cool. I don't know how else to explain it, but Star Trek True was my second ever movie watched in the theater. Raiders was my first. Those are both great movies to have. I don't know about Star Trek 2, I haven't seen it, but Raiders of the Lost Ark is great. Your local scalper, the Veve vibes. Hope you're well, man. Missed you. Yep. Thanks, Scalper. I'll be moving up a little bit closer to you. I'm moving up to like Northern Scottsdale in these next few months. At least I think that's the plan. Yeah, Venom is the trailer and Craven hunting them as well. Let's go. Khan is in an original TV series episode. The movie is the sequel where he is mistakenly found. He's a warrior from the past, tries to take over the Enterprise. Yeah, I remember that. He was from like the eugenics. I could have sworn it was something along those lines. I could be wrong. Khan was a general during the eugenics war. Then he was exiled with his crew in cryo sleep. Gotcha. I remember that now. Star Trek, Strange New Worlds is decent. That's what it is. Strange New Worlds. I thought it was like Brave New World. I'm like, what? I heard that's decent. I stopped watching Discovery halfway into like season 2, and I was just like, I just can't take this anymore. I usually try to give shows like that like a good season, or at least like a good watch, but I just stopped after a while. Like, I'll probably continue watching it just for the sake of finishing it, but 6 to 7 years. I assume, Andrew, you're talking about when I said Veve household name thing. That was quite a while ago. Stargate is great too. It's been so long since I've watched Stargate, but that was a good show. Again, pretty campy. You know, of course, the budget was pretty low overall, but I like the idea of it. I also like Doctor Who. I like Stargate, SG-1. Star Trek, obviously Star Wars. I mean, all kinds of stuff. I've always been kind of like a bit of a nerd for all of that. Anime boom helped nerddom as well. That's very true, Gospel. Definitely. I'm trying to think of like the anime that really popped it off. God, there's just so many of them that have like. My Hero Academia is a pretty new one. I would say Attack on Titan is probably. I would say like the anime, but like that in conjunction with a whole bunch of other ones really popped off. Hunter x Hunter. Some of the old school classics are just not old school classics, but just some of the older animes just started just getting better as well. So like Naruto, like I've watched like the first season, I think almost the first season of Naruto. I honestly just couldn't get into Dragon Ball Z. I know as people are obsessed with it. I tried giving it a watch at least 2 or 3 different times, but I just like could not get through like the first couple seasons because it's just too much crying from Goku or Gohan or whatever the hell his name is, just crying all the time. It was so obnoxious. The plots were so slow, and just back then, like, you know, just old animes, like the pacing was like absurdly slow. Not only on like a macro scale, well, sometimes it would just take them forever to get from like one point to another, like throughout the season, but even on a micro scale too, in the sense of like. The character development is just not as fleshed out, and it's just so much slower, and I don't know, like not a huge fan of it. I know someone told me there's like an abridged version of Dragon Ball Z where they like cut out like all the like irrelevant stuff or stuff that's just like doesn't really drive any character development or like story plot stuff, and they kind of like just remove all of that, and so you can just kind of watch it in its most like basic form and like cut out like 40% of the like runtime, which could probably help. I know more about toys themselves. About the toys themselves. I have toys. Okay, I see that. Oh shoot, okay, that's only about an hour away. Let's go. You're going to Decon, right? Yep. Strange New Worlds is very good, much better than Discovery. Yeah, I mean honestly, anything tastes better with than dog water, right? It's like it's sad but true, but like a lot of the fandom and like literally everything, like talking video games, movies, shows, comic books, like sometimes like that company just gives you just quite frankly just shit for like 3, 4, 5 years, and then finally when they give you something like palatable, you're just like, oh, this is great. It's like, no, it's if you compare it to the originals, it's like okay, but just because the last season or like the last show was just terrible, you're just like, that's kind of what I'm thinking with like House of Dragons, which is actually like pretty good. Game of Thrones House of Dragons, but I think it's that much better just because the last like 2 or 3 seasons of Game of Thrones was just so bad and people are just like so over it. So that's, I mean, that's just kind of my take on it, but I believe you when you say Strange New Worlds is good. So I believe you. Dragon Ball Z. James Feelings, gonna wait for buy Golden Moments probably a week or 2 when everything calms down. Yeah, we'll definitely go for the drop. But I agree. Right now, like, trying to chase the pump of Golden Moments might not be the best thing. Not financial advice, but you can do whatever you want. But I agree. Z inspired so much. Yeah, I would say, like, the show that inspired a lot was, for me, it's Berserk. But that's just, like, a whole different genre of stuff. But I assume Dragon Ball Z inspired a whole bunch of stuff, too. To be honest, the second season of Discovery was the best the show offered. The rest of the seasons kind of sucked. Okay, maybe I'll go back to Discovery, but always cry just like my wife. I had to say that a little under my breath because Jeff, I didn't want your wife to hear. It's a good thing. It drags out the beauty of the art. I don't know about that. Drags out the beauty of the art. We need a secret rare twerking She-Hulk. Instant quail. Good God. I watched a bit of She-Hulk. It's not good. I'm not a huge fan of it. Like it's like fun and whatever, but it's, I don't know. Even the showrunners admitted they know very little to like nothing about like actually how to write like a, like, I don't know. They don't know a lot about law. They don't know a lot about like courtroom drama. They even admit like we don't know a lot about this stuff, but like here it is. And there's a lot of characters that they can't use because not DC, but Marvel already has plans for them. So they can't use, you know, probably like certain Marvel superheroes or villains because Marvel already has plans for those characters in other shows. So they're pretty limited to like what they can and can't use. It's just, I think like after watching the 3rd episode, I feel like it's like we're kind of getting the best that the writing can provide. And I wasn't like too enthralled. Like there's a couple moments that's like, all right, it's kind of entertaining like here and there, like whatever, but I don't know. Not a huge fan of it. Yeah, it's called Dragon Ball Kai. Okay, I'll have to, again, all this shit just takes so much time. So it's like, which is why I literally watch everything on, if I can, at like 1.5 speed, just so I can get through it faster. Malith, and I'm not even gonna try and pronounce your last name, Sam. Sorry. Do you know why the lamp is a final finale of Golden Moments? They should make so many more. It's up to Disney mostly, but I'm sure Veve has some input. I mean, there is value in making something limited, right? Like, is it better to make, are you gonna make more money selling 10,000 of something or 1,000 of something? And it's gonna sell in the secondary market, right? It's hard to tell, but Dragon Ball Z gave birth to alphas. What? Makes no sense. But there are more people that are secret Dragon Ball Z lovers than they care to admit. Like, I've had a lot of teammates back when I used to play football in college. A lot of my teammates were like secret Dragon Ball Z like fans, or like they liked anime, but just like didn't admit it until like someone talked about it and they're like, oh yeah, I like that show too. But that's just how it was in like the late 2000s, early 2010s. Like it's just kind of a thing you just didn't talk about all that much. What's your favorite Veve collectible? Don't think about scarcity nor price, just one. There's a handful. It's hard to say like one that I like the most. Like I like Steamboat Willie. I like Iron Man. I like Batman Who Laughs a lot too. I just like the way they look and their style. So I mean, right there you got a common, an uncommon, and an ultra rare. So I don't know. I just like those a lot. I mean, until we get a Wolverine, then yeah. But yeah, those are my ones. She-Hulk put me to sleep. Give me Anger Hulk again, dude. You know what? I really wish we got like the old school. Not old school. I'm not talking like Lou Ferrigno old school, but I'm talking like the old Hulk from like 2003. I think like that. I think that was like the most true to form Hulk, where he was just like actually scary, actually mad all the time. You know, got bigger as he got more angry and like as he took more damage. Because like the new Hulk in the MCU, which is like, he seems a little bit too nice. I know it sounds weird, but that's just, if you just compare that Hulk, if you look at the old like 2003 Hulk that they made compared to like the newer like MCU version, it's like very different. And the old Hulk was like actually scary and like insanely strong. I kind of like that version a little bit better, but I understand why for MCU they kind of like tone him down, make him more of like a comedic relief than like something like actually scary. But Slider, have you watched the new Lord of the Rings TV series? It was okay, but a bit slow. I'll get a few more episodes. I don't know, to be honest. Okay, so this is probably another reason why I'm so bitter against Hollywood. Like there's a handful of like YouTubers I watch that just completely just dump on Hollywood. When they do something good though, they will praise it. Like House of Dragons. Honestly, this last episode, season 3 of House of Dragons, was like really good. Tons of awesome character development. I really like King Viserys. Like they developed his character so much, and it's just good writing. Probably because they're actually like back to the books and like not just going off the handle talking about whatever. But it's really good. But when we're talking about all the Hollywood crap we've gotten previously and currently, yeah, so I mean, I'm a big Lord of the Rings fan too, like a huge fan. I would say I know more about the lore than like your average user, but I haven't like read the Silmarillion like front and back. I don't know like all the crazy terms and history and all that stuff like through and through. But I do know like there's some minor things I don't really care about that they have in the show, but there's some other thing. I haven't seen it yet, but I've just watched tons of previews, tons of reviews, all that stuff. I don't know. I don't know. I definitely have the sentiment of, in my personal opinion, I don't think fantasy genres, especially ones that are well established or the ones where like the writer is dead, kind of like Tolkien, you don't need to make it resemble real life or like modern times. Because at one point, if all fiction starts to resemble just real life or just like modern issues or sensitivities or this or that, then like at what point does it stop becoming fiction? Because now it's just, all it does is it's just a mirror of just real life, right? Which is why I like things like Star Trek, because they tackle it in a way that's still, they do it mostly through aliens, but they still like tackle real issues, but it's done like through the lens of like the movie or whatever. I don't know. Someone brought up like a really good phrase. Gosh, it was so good. I'm trying to remember like what the phrase was. I don't know. I'm trying to remember what the phrase was, but it was something about like a living world. It's like, you know, it's like people are more caught up about like creating the world we live in rather than creating like a living world. You know, it's like we're trying to create just like a mirror version of just like what we experience today, which I think is fine, but it's like, I don't know, like part of the reason why people like the original or like some of the classic like fictional stories and stuff is because it was its own standalone thing. And I think it's a bit weird that some people like those old school, like, you know, whether it's Lord of the Rings or Star Wars or this or that, And it's funny because you hear a lot of those same people, you know, or comic books or whatever it is, and people say, oh, I like this character. I loved, you know, Marvel Comics. I loved Star Wars. I loved Star Trek. I loved Lord of the Rings. You know, I loved it, but, you know, no one looked like me. No one believed what I believed. No one did this. It's like, all right, you like it, but you only, okay, you loved it, but you would have loved it a bit more if someone just resembled you. I don't know. It's just strange to me. Like, I get it, but at the same time, it's, I don't know. It's almost like some people just have a really hard time putting themselves in other people's shoes. Some of my favorite characters of fiction or even just in movies are actually just like female characters or characters that just don't look anything like me. Like if any of you guys know 40K, my favorite, like, what's it called? Like Warhammer 40K. If you guys know, like my favorite, like, I don't know, what do you call it? Marine, like, chapter or whatever is like the Salamanders. Those guys are super cool. I have a feeling the lamp is going to be between 800 to 1.5K. Let's go. Price predictions on the D. Haha, everyone's going after the D. A million gems for the D. Sorry, I didn't mean to go off on a tangent like that, but you guys know me. Sometimes I have to talk. In your free time, you should watch the MCU Ruin the Hulk. It's a video by a guy called Raylan Alberti. I think you would enjoy it. Talks about how they made the Hulk a joke and not a force of power. 2008 Hulk was the best. Yeah, I mean, yeah, like you said, like Hulk is supposed to be like a force of nature, like untamed, does whatever it wants. But yeah, like I don't know. I get what you mean. Elon Musk hates the new Lord of the Rings. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't watched it yet. I will at some point, and I'm sure it visually looks amazing. But again, it's all just window dressing for just all the other issues. I don't know. Yeah, they're leaning on the Professor Hulk persona. Yeah, not a huge fan of it. Elon Musk says the new Lord of the Rings makes men look bad. Yeah, I don't know. I have noticed that in Hollywood that, like, it does seem like, obviously I do think in some ways, like, okay, we could use like more female superheroes or like women in positions of power and like in these fictional shows, or like women like doing more roles and stuff, but it's like usually they can't just do that. It always has to be at the detriment or at the diminishment or putting down other men or whatever it is. So I get kind of what you're saying there. That's why I actually like shows. It's a show that I watched recently that did like a really, really good job of that. Anyway, I agree. I actually want to see him break a planet in half. Yeah. Fiction is meant to speak truth. Fiction is how you speak truth. Change a few names and not be sued. Most sci-fi is it didactic? Dyadic? What is that term?
Didactic.
Didactic. Intended to teach, particularly in having moral instruction as an ulterior motive. Okay. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. I guess, like, in hindsight now, for the most part, I think another reason why I've always liked Star Trek is that it wasn't always absolute. Sometimes, in typical fashion, the Enterprise would always try to, like, strong arm some society or whatever. Hey, you can't do this to this race. This is wrong. And, like, well, first off, like, it's not our place to, like, tell other races, like, what they can and can't do to their culture, their people, their planet, their society, whatever. But it wasn't always just black and white, right? It was more complex. Sometimes the Enterprise or just the crew, all that stuff, had to step back and be like, all right, like, we just have to just let this happen. Like, it's not up to us. And it wasn't so, like, in your face. It wasn't there to teach you a lesson. It was more there to just, like, help tackle topics, and, like, you get to pick a side. You get to decide what you think is the right call. And just, like, it's in all of these shows are more complex than what they seem on the surface, rather than this is wrong and blah blah blah. I don't know. Or fiction is meant to make me go, yeah. Feel like Veve is gonna drop silver moments next. Jay, yeah, we were talking about that earlier. Like, dude, you know what'd be messed up is if they drop like platinum moments, which is actually better than golden moments. And we're all like, why did we buy golden moments? They're all trash tier now. Platinum Walt, and then we're just like, what were we thinking? Unlikely, but I get it when they really force it and change the story. Like, I don't like it, but I do like how old Star Trek handled a lot of the cultural issues. I think Next Generation handled that best. Next Generation handled a lot of moral and like societal complexities and issues like very, very well, and amongst many other things, right? Deep Space Nine handled like political, you know, when it comes to war, to secret governments, because we got to see a little bit of, God, what's it called? It's not sector 7. What the hell is that sector? Like that like secret, that like super secret like branch of the government that Star Trek. Sector 31. Yeah, like Sector 31. Like, they definitely had more of a presence in like Deep Space Nine, and it definitely handled more like political intrigue and kind of gosh, I need to watch Deep Space Nine again. And it probably had one of my favorite and most complex characters probably in all of Star Trek, which was Garrick. And if you guys don't know, this character, Section 9. It's not it's Section 31. Sector 31. Section 31. I thought it was Section 8, but that's something completely different. I loved this character. Probably one of the, if not the most well-written character in all of Star Trek, in my opinion, this character. God, what a scary picture of him. But this character, Elim Garrick, great character. Sorry if you guys here that are here for Veve. I don't know. Just talking about random stuff. It's still Star Trek. We got a Star Trek job tomorrow, so. That would be Veve in its splendor. Yeah. I really do think that a great writer knows how to show that everyone has flaws and strengths, and even the best person may need to apologize at times. Yeah. I mean, that's why, I mean, The Boys is a great show. I watched The Boys, gosh, I think I watched all 3 seasons in like 4 days. I just completely just binged watched all the shows back to back to back to back as much as I could. I stayed up to like 2 a.m. on like 1 or 2 of the nights just like watching it. Great show. Perfect example of broken characters that may look good on the surface, or people doing good things for the wrong reasons, or people doing bad things for the right reasons. Like, that show just encapsulates all that stuff perfectly. And I think what's his name? God, Butcher, the leader guy, great character, well written. Yes, that's 31. Or just low mint normal statues. What are you talking about? The Mickey ones? These ones? So the lowest mint one is the only one that is actually animated and has sound and effects. Ultra rare does not. It's a static statue. Same thing with the secret rare, but it looks different enough, and it has super low mint number, 1940. So I think actually getting the uncommon is really good. Getting the ultra rare is probably the worst case scenario, but who knows how the pricing and stuff is going to work out at the end of the day. That'll bring more scarcity and just a new shiny thing to sell. Yeah. Deep Space Nine was the best. So much good stories and writing. Creator of Battlestar Galactica wrote Deep Space Nine. That makes sense. That actually makes a lot of sense. I love the 2003 Battlestar Galactica. And yeah, that makes a whole lot of sense. And the other thing too is that Benjamin Sisko, dude, I like Benjamin Sisko easily. He's my second favorite captain, you know, behind Picard. And dude, he was badass. Like he did some bad stuff as a Starfleet captain. But you know, he even said like in times of war, there's just certain things you just have to do. And he did a lot of things that, you know, Picard would have never done, or some of the other captains would have never done. But he knew what needed to happen. Flint says The Boys is one of the great shows. I agree. I remember telling my uncle about it, and he likes it a lot. He liked it a lot. Yes, Garrick was a great character. Their Cardassians were a great bad. Yeah, they're a great bad guy. They're a great like kind of villainous race, but way more complex than, you know. And that's the other thing too. It's like you don't get the full, you know, you don't get to see all the sides of the story, right, until the very end, or to certain points where a certain character or race or whatever, people are set up a certain way, and then you start to, as the episodes go along, or maybe the seasons, you kind of get to look behind the curtains and see that there's way more to, you know, there's more to it than what meets the eye. And that was the other thing about Garrick, is Garrick was always like, you know, he used to be in some sort of like special forces with the Cardassians, and it's like, all right, is he still working with them? But he's on the station. Is he still a spy? Is he spying? Is he an agent, or is he a double agent, or like a triple agent? He knew about all these like weird skills. He had all the old access codes that he had when he was still, you know, how does he still have access to these old codes if he's been kind of just like missing from the Cardassian Empire, like the military, for a long time? Like all these just like questions that constantly come up. And there's times where he kind of helps out Starfleet, and it's like very questionable, like, why are you doing this? And there's other times where he doesn't help them or refuses to, and they're like, wait, why now? Like it's very interesting. So if you guys have not seen Deep Space Nine, great show. All right. I mean, can you guys tell I like Star Trek and those other shows and Battlestar Galactica and all this stuff? So I'm a big nerd, just like you guys. Like I said, I actually like Star Trek more than Star Wars, but I realize, the freaking ship costs 120 gems, but not only that, it's also just, there's just less fans, there's just less people spending money. Just Star Wars is just more mainstream, which is unsurprising. But yeah, I'm gonna hop off, guys. I've been streaming for about a little over 2.5 hours at this point, so I've had a lot of fun. I'm glad to be back.